All right. Good morning, everybody. If you can hear me and if this sounds okay, hit that number 1, please. Again, if you can hear me. And not only that, the mic quality sounds good. Please hit that number 1. James, Isolationist, John, Greg, Krish, Bobo. Good. Perfect. All right, well, first off, very quickly, for those of you that watch this in the archive, thank you. But just be very transparent and upfront. If you want to have something to continue to watch in the archive, this is completely viewer supported. There are no sponsorships. So like I said, the best way to support the stream, and the good thing is it also saves you some money anyways, is to use code CLAY, all caps, with any of these prop firms. So whatever these prop firms are running promotion-wise, code CLAY, again, it's got to be all caps, will apply that promotion, whatever it is, with any of these prop firms. So I recommend, I love Take Profit Trader, but I understand everybody's at different stages of their journey. Everybody's looking to accomplish different things. Some of you want to trade many accounts. So wherever you're at, if you do enjoy the stream, or at least just watching it in the archive, code CLAY, all caps, helps with that. So everybody that has used code CLAY, thank you very much. I appreciate it very much. All right, well, there we go. Good morning officially, everybody. It is Thursday, June 4th. The year is 2026, and another wild start. Big moves up, big moves down, 100-point bounces. It has been, again, one of those days where if your position size was off, even if, as a mistake, because maybe the volatility caught you off guard, it could have been a painful day in a hurry. So hopefully everybody is doing okay. So far, so good for me. We'll see if we can keep things moving here on the day. But I did it again, blew another account. Not feeling motivated. Well, again, blown accounts in my world are just a losing trade, right? Because that's how I look at prop accounts. Each account itself is a trade. And losing trades happen. Blown accounts are going to happen within the prop firm space. It's just a matter of managing the accounts, if you will. So, like I said, in the real world, you could have 3 or 4 losing trades in a row, and then on one single trade, let a winner win, and it can wipe away all those losses. Same is true in a prop firm, right? You could blow 3, 4, 5. You could go on a blown account streak, or the way I would view that, a losing streak, right? You could have multiple losing trades in a row. You could have multiple blown accounts in a row, but then all of a sudden you hit that account, you go on a payout run, and the numbers remain in your favor. So I don't know if that helps keep you motivated at all, Lauren, or not, but you know what? I don't like this psyche of, oh man, I cooked all these accounts. I'm just sharing my mindset. I just look at, okay, losing trade. Losing trades happen, and then when you look at the quote-unquote stop loss on the losing trade, and depending, where you bought your prop firm or prop account from, a couple $100 at most, again. But so I'm glad you're taking it serious, though. The problem with prop firms is if you just you're cooking accounts or you're having these losing trades, but you don't learn anything from it. You kind of just laugh about it. And that's a sign that I'm not quite sure you're being that serious about it. Now, if you're here to just be a degenerate gambler, then yeah, laugh about it. Who cares, right? You're not here to be serious anyways. But yeah. So, Lauren, I'm glad you're taking it serious. I can tell you're taking it serious. I guess what I'm just trying to say is don't swing too far and then beat yourself up more than it needs to be. Okay, thank you. Hey, all right, W4. So what do you think about futures so far? And I'm assuming, well, what have you been trading first off? Clay, this is my first week with Take Profit Trader. To be clear, I'm up to a 50K account. Here, Jamie, I'm sorry, I don't remember how to do this because I set up my platform, basically 2 years ago. But somewhere in here, Jamie, is how you can set up your columns where it'll track all those numbers for you. So you'll know the exact math and where you stand with everything. MNQ. All right, good job, W4. Thank you for not starting with NQ. Hey, good morning, Timbo. Good morning, Jonesy. Is it true that you can copy your own pro account with another pro account? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, copy trading, that's kind of one of prop firms. That would be an argument for one of the cool things about prop firms. Now, I don't think it's the most attractive thing. I would argue the most attractive thing comes in the risk management components. But yeah, you can totally copy trade pro accounts. Hey, good morning, HR. Oh, crap, you're right. The humming is back. Let me take care of it. I'm sorry, HR. Kids got to sweat for HR. Hey, good morning, JJ. Ooh, yeah, again, a rough day. A rough day today. Not really any different. There were kind of some spiky moves, some longer shadows. The problem is the size of the bigger shadows. If you're looking at a crazy candle, so let's say the candle is something like this, and it does this, and then it comes down here, and then it goes back up. Well, if this distance right here is, 5 points, okay, yeah, visually that looks like, whoa, that was a crazy wick, but okay, it was 5 points. But on a day like today, a wick like this is like 50 points plus. And if your position size is wrong, yeah, that's where the problems come into play. So, okay, yeah, well, W4, like I said, cooked accounts happen. I cooked when I first got started. Again, I've been trading for a very long time before I moved into the futures and prop firm world, and I can never remember. I did a video on it, but it took me either 4 or 5 tries to pass my first test. Granted, 2 of them were kind of like what you did, W4. Like, it was like user error. In my case, I forgot about orders, and then I came back and I had been filled and then cooked. But yeah, order operation, that kind of comes with the territory. Okay, I need to get this into play here. Okay, so that info is on their website. Well, no, if you want the info in real time, watch that video, Jamie, and then put in the columns. You can put in certain columns on Tradeovate where it's tracking that in real time. Take Profit Trader and their dashboard. That's not updated in real time. They update it at the end of every day. But like Tradeovate, you can watch the numbers in real time and know exactly where you stand in terms of your drawdown and all that. Good job, Franklin. You don't see my V. Are we having a... Uh-oh. No VWAP. All right, well, let me try to refresh real quick. Let's see if we can get the VWAP to show up. Thank you, Amarius. Hey, well, looky there. Well, geez, it makes so much more sense now why the price is just kind of chopping around right here. The thing's struggling with a VWAP. Thank you. Why did it? That's 2 days in a row where the... Did I lose my pivot points now, I bet? Yeah, and now I lost my pivot points. Okay, so how do I do this? I have to come back. Jocko taught me this trick yesterday to get my pivot points, which I don't know why. There they are. They just showed back up. So yeah, if you, for some reason, and I don't know if it's just me, but pivot points for me tend to disappear on the 2-minute time frame. They're always on the 5-minute, but they disappear on the 2-minute. But then Jocko was like, well, you got to scroll back, and then they'll appear. And I was like, Jocko, set down the paint can, brother. But I did give it a try, and hey, Jocko was right. Gold having a rough one. Oh, my goodness. You weren't kidding. We'll look at it on the 2-minute, but yeah, check out gold. You're right, it is. Woo! Hey, let me know if somebody let me know if Bitcoin breaks 60,000, or if it's getting close. That might be fun to watch. I think if it breaks 60,000, there might be some stop losses and people were starting to wave the white flag. So could be a pretty eventful movement. Which is kind of weird. No, I think last I checked, Bitcoin was kind of going up right now. By the way, in Greece, 850. $850 or close to that is the monthly income. Well, I mean, to be fair, I don't know. What's the cost of living in Greece? I want to say living in Greece is super expensive, but when as a American, when I think of Greece, I think of like olive trees and like everybody's running around in their togas, and you have like the leaves around your like the golden like. That's what I think. Are you wearing a toga right now? That's what I think of. Well, not kind of. I am just waiting. We're just basically bouncing around right now. I think of John Travolta. That's fair. I got chills. The multiplying. And I'm loose. My bottom on Bitcoin is like, oh boy. So are you thinking if it breaks 60,000, Cam, you think that's where your targets would be 40? My settings are wacky this week. I'm not quite sure. Okay, maybe. I am thinking about potentially trying a breakout here. But first got to see if it wants to push its way back up there. Olivia. Didn't she pass away, or is she still with us? I can't remember. I want to say she passed away, but maybe I'm making that up. I'm not going to buy this breakout candle. If this candle wants to come up here, bump its head, come down a little bit, and then push up, I'll take a swing at it. But I'm not going to buy the breakout if it happens on this candle. This candle has 20 seconds before it's done moving around. So in other words, we need to see the price stay below this trend line for the next, well, about 10 seconds now. So we could have a pretty nice little setup here. Hey, good morning, Jason. You know, I never did ask because I'm a jerk, apparently. Okay, all right, here we go. Or, Doc Soul, do I try a short here, actually? I might try a short. It's got to first hit the yellow. There it is. Okay, hit the yellow line. Let's see if it wants to reject off it. Looking for the trend line rejection. As of now, looking like it might be a legitimate breakout. All right, well. Okay, maybe coming back down. Looking to get short at the red line. So essentially now just not playing a rejection, but more so a fake breakout. Fake breakout of the trend line, fake breakout of VWAP. Let's see. Because it did break, but now it's not looking like it's a real break, but we'll see. Again, only want to get short if the price comes down to that red line. I'm in. Come on. Come on. Oh, looking beautiful. Keep coming down. Cause some panic. Okay, take that little scalpy scalp, get my feet wet. I think if I remember right, for some random reason, I think yesterday's first trade was $52 just to get my feet wet with the scalpy scalp. So right here, $62. I tried to go short at VWAP this morning. It missed my 2 points. Oh, well, I hear you, Alfonso, but I want to say last week, or was it 2 weeks ago? I had a couple of trades that were like butter entries, except they weren't butter because I missed them by like a tick, like super close. So I feel you, 2 points, annoying, but at least it wasn't a tick. Man, outdoors people that are just like are unfamiliar with futures, they think I'm talking about something totally different right now. Like, I thought this was a trading stream. Why is this guy talking about ticks? Straight down would be insane. Maybe 2 waves. Okay, so you're not looking for it to happen right away. Good morning, rookie. Fleas are so bad this time of year. Where do you live? Yeah, I keep seeing people back. Given I live in Iowa now, but I was in Michigan for about 13 years, and yeah, people that we're not seeing Let me put it this way. People are seeing ticks. People are finding ticks in places they used to not find them. So, yeah, they seem to be really bad. W4 is, get over here. Get over here, Bobo. I don't know why I think you named your dog Bobo, but in my imagination, that's what you named your dog. Get over here, Bobo. I got to check you for ticks. Watch out for the Lone Star ticks. Yeah, I know there are quite a few conspiracies floating around out there. Just Bo. Yeah, it was close. I found an arrowhead flatworm the other day. I don't think I want to know what that is. And I don't want to know, well, yeah. Native to Asia, no good here. Uh-oh. Bobo was his name or Bo was his name? I am interested potentially in a short up around the pivot point here. But yeah, as of now, looking like that's a legit breakout. Sure, it did pull back a little bit. Yes, it was looking squirrely for a moment. And that's during the squirrely point was where I did the scalpy scalp. And in hindsight, very happy I did the scalpy scalp. I look pretty smart with the scalpy scalp. But to keep things realistic, sometimes I look really stupid doing a scalpy scalp. But this is one where scalpy scalp, he chose wisely. No, wait. I know the one is he chose poorly. Okay, here we go. No more talking. Do I wait for confirmation or am I just going to get in? Well, I think I don't. I'm going to just tell myself I would not have been filled there anyways, but I think I might have been filled there had I just thrown the order out. Oh, look at that. Right off VWAP. I'm sorry, not VWAP. That's a pivot point. Hey, good morning, Brad. This might be to see it recover back up. Ooh, Doc Soul. I didn't even see this. Shame on me. Well, I didn't have my chart adjusted right, but here we go. On the 5 minute, we have the pink line right here, which on my chart is the 200 SMA. So for me, we're right up around 395. Could be an interesting short area. Or is this going to be one of these now where we're gonna be looking at like 18 green 2-minute candles in a row? If it is going to be the case, then I'll probably have some losing trades here along the way. But given 18, green candles in a row is not the norm, does it happen? It does happen, but it's not the norm. I'm gonna stay a little bit bearish biased here. And we'll see what I can get cooked up here. Oh, I kind of want to short here, though, again. Mario, I think you need to scroll to catch up. you get that makes me think you're watching at the very beginning right now when I asked for the 1. So, Mario, you are right now about 18 minutes behind, brother. I really kind of want to short here, but it's just one of those things where it seems like I'm going to get filled and then it's going to go right up to my original or my ideal entry point at that 200 SMA. Hey, Nero, good morning. So just trying to be patient right now. But it is wavering. I want to get short so bad right now. Just throw my stop right there. But the problem with that is putting my stop right there puts my stop right in front of the 200 SMA in the 5 minute. I don't like putting a short-sided stop right in front of key resistance levels. Well, then put it behind the 200 SMA. Yeah, but then my stop loss is way too big. So it's just not a clean setup right now. We have some logistical problems on the 5 minute. So that's why I kind of got to wait for it to go up there. And the chat, once again, is... What is going on? The chat is dead. Nobody's talking to me. It's crazy. I guess everybody's just sitting on the edge of their seat, seeing what's going to happen here. Is it smart to join your inner circle when I work full time? Yeah, I mean, a lot of people there work full time, so I'd assume there's still value. Hey, MK, I remember you from yesterday. More so the logo. Okay, oh, good grief. Ah! Hey, Jamie, all right. Appreciate you spending your day off hanging out with all the baboons here. Yeah, it's just, every little word is just, you just can't wait to hear the next thing I'm about to say. What is this dented baboon? What kind of insanity is going to flow from his lips next? It's entertaining working the day job and just all the random. That's I don't know what you're talking about. I've never made random noises before. I've never yelled crazy things or sung or spoken in different languages, so I'm confused. Well, if that's the pullback, then it is what it is. Because I'm only interested in a pullback down around here. The PDT rule officially gone from the platform that implemented it. Of course they did, day one. It does. Okay, there we go. Is Robinhood, are they giving leverage at all? Ty? Okay, here we go. This may look random on the 2-minute, but I'm watching the 5-minute. What kind of leverage do they give? Come on, a little bit more. Good, I'm watching over on the 5-minute. Trying to get short at the 200. It got close, but not close enough for me to try to get in. Yeah, I'm very curious what kind of leverage you're actually giving. I just missed it. Come on, come on, come on. It literally bounced right off the 200 and I didn't press the button. Again, 200 SMA. I know sometimes people assume the EMA. There we go. Hey, fill me. Thank you. All right. Let's see if the 200 SMA wants to reject or not. Again, this is based on the 5-minute, so I'm well aware this looks kind of random here on the 2-minute, but let's see if the 200 SMA wants to smack the price back down. Yeah, I am very curious. If anybody knows on Robinhood, with the PDT rule is not gone. You just have to have $2,000. Come on, come down, come down. So I'm curious if what kind of leverage you're now giving people. So if you have $2,000, you can now have basically a margin account. So what kind of leverage does Robinhood give? Added some more. I find it hard to believe that there's not going to be any sort of pullback at all through the 200 SMA. Like, is it really just going to go through there like it doesn't care about it at all? Maybe. And if it does, I'll have a red trade. Well, at this point, I might have got myself into a grinder here. Yikes. Like it's barely even budging down at all. Wow. 5 minutes. It just didn't care at all. All right. Not a good start on that one. Goodness. Do you have a video? Chad basically just asked, "Hey Clay, how do you trade?" That cannot be explained in a video. That is like there's multiple pieces that are at play here. I'm not going to claim any of them are like rocket science. In fact, I would say all the pieces are relatively straightforward. However, there are multiple pieces that you've got to fit together. So I do offer like a training program, a mentorship, Chad, but no, there is not a video because that would basically be impossible. Well, impossible to do well. Well, okay, fine. I guess you could do a video, but this video would be hours upon hours upon hours long. According to Googs, Robinhood, it typically allows you to borrow up. Okay, so basically 2 to 1. Yeah. Yep. Well, that one I added as I thought, okay, it'll at least pull back. Not that I was ever looking for a crash or even a reversal, but like, okay, it'll come down. But I mean, if you were here, you saw that. Like, there's just pretty much none of these candles even really gave long upper shadows. It just pretty much slow, steady grind the entire time. All right, well, we got our work cut off out for us now. I'm short at 400. Yeah, well, at least you got a little bit better of an entry point than I. Oh yeah, you got. Yeah, that was an annoying one for sure. Agreed. I did have a scalpy scalp here when I first got in, but I don't quite remember all the details on it. Here you go. Here you go, Chad. If you want to, if you want to learn more. All right. Well, shorting now seems like I'm just stepping back into the meat grinder. Going long now seems like I'm totally chasing. I mean, the 21 EMA is way down here, so kind of a wait and see for me at least, unless I get annoyed and just try to hit the top. But I'm trying my best not to try to hit the top. But I sort of want to now try right here. Assuming this doesn't go up too much. Okay. I will get short at the red line. Dang, that's still 17 points? Holy smokes. Man, that's barely any distance on the chart, and it's 17 points. Okay, if that red line turns blue, I'm in. Got to come down and hit me at the red line. If it goes above the green line, though, the trade plan is invalidated. I was originally down 1K on this test. Now I'm down. Hey, good job. Oh yeah, maybe W4. I don't really use too many fundamental news events there. Given this is the 2-minute time frame, you know. So could, yeah. Just from more of an overall sense. Look at this thing. Not really going up anymore, but it certainly does not want to come down. But these are the ones where you can get the really good pullbacks, because when it does finally decide, you can get those nice. Again, I'm not looking for any sort of reversal. I mean, I'm not going to complain if it reverses, but And if that red line turns blue, I'm in. I'm going to move up my stop a little bit more right there. I'm sorry, my entry point right there. Alrighty then. Look at this thing. Well, I'm glad. Never mind. Okay. I'll take it short right there. Only if it wants to come back down to that line, though. It does seem to be a grinder right now. I know, yeah, maybe I should just buy. Yeah, just trade the trend. Bro, just trade the trend. Okay, maybe. Again, that red line's got to turn blue, and that means I'm in. But right now, the red line... Been long since 381. Okay, we'll meet next time, brother. Let us know the numbers ahead of time. Yeah, okay, I guess just get long. I mean, so obvious now. Just get long. So I made the comment about a bunch of green candles, and I was right in the sense of, okay, we did have a red candle there, but in all practical purposes, I was wrong because, I mean, yeah, it's been all green except for that one right there. I guess just buy right now and I should be fine, right? Isn't that how that works? I could have bought it, we'll call it 460. So let's give it a couple minutes and I'll probably be able to have sold it like up there at 490, you know? Just, quick anticlimactic 30 points here. So that's what I mean. This thing is barely even coming down. I've tried to short, but I've required the price to at least come down to me. The price won't even do that right now. Very strong, which I appreciate, right? I don't want it to come down, fill me, and then go back up. So I as a short, thank you for not filling me and then going up. I appreciate it, but like it also goes to show, man, this thing is just, it is strong. Yeah, W4, you're going to have to, the one thing that you'll have to learn a little bit more is, because I know you're coming from like the small cap, penny stock, low float, whatever you want to call it world. Futures, specifically the indices, these things can grind and grind and grind. So, which never really happens in what you're coming from just because of the nature of that market. And, the fact that at the end of the day, they're not indices, they're just random things. But yeah. And by the way, I'm not saying you're wrong to say that a micro pullback here, but all I'm saying is like you're gonna see some groups of like very same color candles. I'm not saying every day, but like, well, I mean, even on the 5-minute, I guess I can show you. Like pretty rare that this is gonna happen in like a small cap, right? Because small caps are just, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're working on green candle number 7, 5 minutes. So we're working on 35 minutes now of green candles. No, it doesn't move like a... No. Stop. Because penny stocks barely move. I get what you're saying, but... I got short. Well, good job getting a little bit of a scalp out of there. Where'd my cursor go? Oh, there it is. All right. I might have just gotten suckered in here, but let's see. Let's see if this thing does indeed want to pull back a little bit more. I am short. Let's see if we can get a bit of a pullback here. Yes, I am trying to catch the top. The equivalent of buying or trying to catch a falling knife, but in the other direction. Again, I don't know. Maybe I should just be taking these scalps. Maybe that's the way out of the hole right now. But a way better way out of the hole is just to catch your runner. And I am short. Yeah, you might be right. It may be, the Bulls may just be too stubborn for anything like this to work out. I am open to that idea for sure, but I am questioning my trade plan. Like, maybe I should just be looking for a scalp here, but man, like, come on. Come down and hit me. Hit that first target at least. Come on. Oh, you got so close. All right, I need to do this. I'm bringing it down to slight green. There we go. All right, so this will be a green trade now. It could just be very, 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 very small green trade, but my risk is now off the table. All right, so yeah. Now, if this shoots back up here, I'll look very smart for doing that. If it continues to dump down, then the people will say, why did you make your stop so tight? So like a lose-lose for me. So yeah, shame on me. Shame on me for bringing my stop loss where I did, but that's also with hindsight in my favor now. So, again, this is why trading's hard. I was right. Broadly speaking, I was right. It did pull back some here. But the finer tuned details I got wrong was I got, in hindsight now, a little too aggressive with my stop. So, yeah, just because you're right from the broad standpoint doesn't mean that you're really actually right from a practical standpoint. You should track Kainoa, where if you had left your stop up higher, so you don't remove the risk, but you still keep some risk on, but you're giving yourself more wiggle room. How many? I don't know. Maybe the math is suggesting that don't remove the risk. Give it a little bit more. Give it a little more wiggle room. So in other words, the wiggle room is worth the risk that you're taking on, or that you're leaving on the table, I should say. Not taking on, because you've already taken on the risk when you've entered the trade. The reason why I am more now, this is where one trade in context can start to dictate everything. Had that one trade not happened, had this not been read, then do I leave my stop up there? I'm not going to say yeah for sure guaranteed, but would it be way easier to just leave my stop up there and not want to bring it down? Sure, that would have been way easier, but given the context of my day now, I just wanted to get risk off the table, which ultimately, like I said, cost me. But for me, I don't really have the luxury right now of sitting here letting the thing have big, huge wiggle room and all this sort of stuff because, well, that one trade where I got aggressive didn't work out has set me behind the 8 ball a little bit. A lot of guys shorted at 400. Well, yeah, I mean, shorting at 400 was a valid spot to short. You had that 200 SMA right there. It would have already been super, like, you would have, yeah. So, I mean, if anybody shorted 400, I don't think you're crazy. I mean, I did too, but I can see why you do that. Like, we just got stuck in like one of these slow, steady grinds. When did you try to join, Blackout? When did you buy? You didn't buy the top up here, did you? Hey, I can't remember, Daniel, if I said good morning or not, but good morning, sir. On the pullback. What kind of size did you? Well, I guess depending where you bought the pullback. So if you bought right here, 60. Okay, yeah. 30 points on the pullback. I'm guessing, though, your side. Did you do like several NQs or something? Wow. Okay. Nothing like the 3 red candles all potentially now being wiped away in 1 candle. Very small volume, though, on this candle right now. Well, yeah, but what was your size, though? It sounds like there might be a learnable moment here for you. If your position size got out of control too much, well, yeah, there you go. So think about it. It wasn't the pullback that actually got you. To be fair, and I'm not. I want to help you out, but like it wasn't per se the pullback. Now, if it's a 400-point pullback, then fine. But it was your position size that got you. Because it sounds like had you done a little bit smaller size, you would have survived the pullback. Who knows? Maybe you're giving yourself a chance to add, and now you'd be looking probably pretty. But hey, you know what? Blackout, I'm with you, man. Position size, it's one of those tricky little buggers. Yeah, and that happens, Blackout. I hear you. Breakup high would have been your entry, and where would your stop have been, W4? I took the opening range 30-minute breakout this morning. Well, I mean, fine. I hear you, Dan. Like, yeah, there's a trust me, bro element, but you're not sitting here. There's a difference between I did something, I made $50 compared to somebody showing up right now and like, I bought 10 NQs right here. I'm still holding. It's like, oh, okay, I mean, maybe you did, but like, trust me, bro, bought 10 NQs right there. That's a little different than, trust me, bro, I took a trade earlier this morning and made $50. So, good job, Daniel. Still seems too high for me to want to get long right now. If it wants to get closer to the 21 EMA right here, I'd be more open to the idea. But right now, it just seems a little too much. You got cooked on that. On what? On the move up or on the pullback? Oh, trust me, bro. Never mind then. On the move up. Yeah, there you go, James. Trust me, bro. Hey, Tom Lowe. Or I'm sorry, Tom Lowry. Hey, good morning, JP. Sorry about the loss. But hey, $200 seems to be manageable. Let's go open it back. Try to get... Oh, so that actually happened. Sorry, I thought you were just joking around with the trust me, bro. But this is actually a true story you're telling? Yep. This is very blow-upable action. And if I had to guess, it's the position size that are getting people. Even me, even me. My bigger loss here was a function of position size. I trusted it more than I should have. Now, this is obviously easy to say in hindsight, because sometimes I trust it, I add size, and I'm very, very happy I did. But in this situation, I trusted it, I added size. Therefore, my position size got, it got bigger than, again, in hindsight, it should have. And now I didn't blow the account or anything like that, but yeah, it definitely put a dent, no pun intended, around here. But yeah, it put a dent in me, who's already dented. Yeah, MNQ does have more volume. No, yeah. Don't use code dent. That's not a real thing. Code clay. Code clay. Oh, yeah, I trade gold sometimes. Meech, I don't trade whatever you're doing. No. I mean, anybody that tells me to trade when it breaks structure, I don't trust you. To use such terms, I don't trust you. Now, if you said when the pattern breaks, I'm like, okay, here's somebody that's just using baboon language. I can take the pattern. But since I don't know when patterns all of a sudden started to become structure. It's like, just call it a pattern. Call it what it's been called for, like, I don't know, as long as I've been around. And then at some point, it's almost like some cult leader showed up and started to redefine all these terms. Yeah, just call it support. What it's always been called. That's my point. I'm going to wait until it breaks structure. Huh? Yeah, today I'm starting to feel like a market dent. 420 play here, maybe. Yeah, no, I mean, I understand what he's doing, and he did a good job of it. He built the cult. Is this what you're doing, Meech? Are you putting on this trade? Because if you're not putting on this trade, why the heck would I ever consider it? Because you sure don't believe in it. When it has a boomerang pullback. There you go. Evergreen tree. Yes. Just don't forget about the tree frogs. I'm waiting for my retest. Well, then what are you telling me a trade plan for? I don't want to hear about your trade plans that you're not willing to put any money where your mouth is. Because you have zero actual conviction in what you're telling me to do. Clay, what is your proof that he has zero actual conviction? He's not putting any skin in the game. Now, in many areas of life, it's kind of hard to prove somebody's level of conviction. How much do they actually believe in what they're saying? Many areas of life, gray. In trading, quite black and white. Are you putting on the trade? No. Okay, well then I don't want to hear about any conviction levels. Hey, VAT1. That's right, feed those hungry kids. I do not see pattern, structure, or support as the same thing. No, supports and resistances make up patterns. But no, a support is not. Well, I guess depending on how you define pattern, right? If a support, if a prices bounce off a support 37 times, then there is a pattern. What is the pattern? Bouncing off the support. But no, structure and patterns, just say patterns. Bunch of the cult master. Like, I think I heard one term, maybe I'm making this up because it sounds so dumb. But are suspension blocks a thing? When I say suspension block, is that a thing? Please tell me it's not, I think, for my own mental sanity. But I'm pretty sure that, like, suspension block. Yeah, no, and that W4, that's actually my working theory on why the cult is filled with young people. So the young people thing I understand, but it also seems to be filled with like a lot of foreigners, like people from other countries and stuff. I do not have a working theory on that. But for the younger people, that is my working theory. I agree. It sounds hip, it sounds cool, it sounds more complicated than it is. No, I could have sworn I heard something about a suspension block. Okay, well that helps. Maybe I misheard and misunderstood, or maybe somebody was just joking around. You know, it's kind of bad though when I mean, you don't know what terms are maybe true or not. Are you serious, Greg? You've heard it? I googled it. Oh, good grief! It's just yeah. Yeah, are you serious, Clark? I am serious, Clark. Unfortunately, suspension blocks. Order block. It's just, it's crazy. Again, the younger crowd, that makes sense to me. But I don't know why it's so attractive to foreigners. Foreigner being defined as not in America. All right, maybe a pullback here. Well, I mean, buying a pullback. It's already been pulling back, but maybe a buy coming here. Hey, KRT. Tell Blossom hello. Yeah, it sounds like, yeah. Agreed, it sounds more like a mechanical term. All right, I am thinking about a long here. And I am long. Trying to trade the trend. I waited for a pullback like a good boy. Trying to trade the trend. Probably should have waited for the 21 EMA, but close enough. Just trying to trade the trend. Ew. Come on. Come on. Push. Push. Okay, I'm going to just let all 5 work for me here. I usually don't do this, but I'm going to let these 5 cook, see if I can take a bigger chunk out of this hole, which I can if I just go with all 5, and if I can get a pop up here. That is why I'm doing what I don't normally do, because, yeah, I'm into the hole a little bit. Okay, move my stop up a little bit more. So, like I said. Now, do I think I'm going to catch some big move? I don't. But, hey, you know what? If it happens, I'm not going to complain about it. Push, brother. But I need a very ideal move. Ideal being defined as it just keeps grinding up. Because I can't. My stop is admittedly tight. And I'm about to get stopped out. So, okay. There we go. So, yeah, in hindsight, should I have maybe taken some targets? Yeah, of course, in hindsight, I should have done all that. Trade the range. What range? I just see a pullback in an uptrend right now. Meech, again, I say this with all due respect, but I do say this to everybody. Please, by all means, do not give me suggestions. Tell me a trade plan that I should be doing. And then if I ask you, oh, so you're doing it? And you're like, no. Why would I do that? Why would I? Hey, touch that stove. It's not hot. Okay, so you're not going to touch the stove? Oh, so you'll go touch the stove. Oh, no, I'm not going to touch it. Why? You just told me I have conviction that stove is not hot. So you're going to go touch it? No. Would you go and touch the stove? If somebody said that stove is not hot and then you told them to go touch the stove and they're like, no, I'm not touching it, would you then go and touch it? I hope not. If you're like, yeah, I'll go touch it, then you have problems in logic. Again, share your trades. But if you're structuring away, hey, Clay, you should do this. and then you're not doing it yourself, why would I trust somebody with zero conviction in what they're saying? That is my point. And that is what Meech is doing. But that policy does apply across the board because that is just basic logic. Now, if you tell me that stove's not hot, and I say, well, then go touch the stove, and you walk over there and you slam your hand down on it, okay, now we're cooking. Still interested in maybe another long here as it continues to just consolidate out here pretty nicely. Again, strong uptrend. Some might call this structure, like a bull flag. I would just simply call this a bull flag, but I'm sure there's some way more complicated way to say this using super, super weird terms. I strongly suggest if I post trade, take the opposite. Yeah, that's kind of true, Compound Wealth. Like, I almost feel like a guinea pig. What you got planned for the weekend? We're having Soy Boy Jim over and his family on Sunday for dinner or for lunch, whatever you want to call it. And I don't know. I don't think there's any other. Wait, no. Kids have like a little bit of a track meet type thing on Friday night. But I think that's pretty much it. I'm wondering about another trade, thinking maybe this move was too early. What I'm a little worried is this the start of actually a range where I'm going to get long here and then it's going to start to chop around? I don't know. Oh, yeah, there's going to be plenty of soy milk and tofu. I'm taking off on vacay today to St. Thomas. Hey, congrats, Daniel. All right, well, so I guess we won't see you for a while then. All right, well, I'm glad I did not do that because, yes, as of now, maybe this is the start of a range. Yeah, maybe we are in consolidation right now. I thought right there maybe we were coming out of consolidation, but if this is now going to turn into a range, then there will be no coming out of consolidation by definition if this becomes a range. But that's the question. Is it actually becoming a range? Hey, Robert, what's up? Your house is looking amazing. Finished up the second floor and now onto the first floor. Yeah, so I met Robert yesterday. He is one of the electricians. So I had a suspicion. He started to throw around terms like options. And, I said, penny stocks. And he didn't like look at me cross-eyed. He was like, no, I've heard of those. So good to have you here, Robert. Good job. But then I was telling Robert, I'm like, wait a second. We sat around and talked for what? It had to have been at least 20 minutes. This is what I got to be careful of. It's like, there's a lot of, so around here we talk about efficiency like all the time. But then I am a hypocrite, I confess. Because then I go to the house project and then I talk to the workers, just shoot the breeze with them. And then it just, oh crap. So I did ask Rod, I'm like, please tell me this has been your break the entire time. He's like, yeah, this has been break. I don't think that was quite the case, but. So there's a lot, I need to remind myself, like, don't shoot the breeze with the contractors because. No, if they're working on Jim's house, I don't care, right? If they're working on your house, whatever. But there's some built-in irony. How you decide who you wanted to build it? Well, we started with the pole barn. Well, word of mouth. Nice thing about small town America is people talk, and if you do a bad job with something, people will know. So word of mouth, and then I did do a test run because we started with the pole barn first. So the guy that I had build the pole barn, I just wanted to see how that went, and it went very well. So I was like, okay. And then this guy just knows people. And then, long story short, the electrician that we're using his company, we're like neighbors. He lives in Iowa. If you're within like 37 miles of somebody, I guess that's considered a neighbor. But he's well within 37 miles. So we're actually using him, but through the guy that's kind of general contracting it all. So that was the long way of just saying word of mouth. Okay, here we go. If it comes out, okay, I'm going to try a bounce off the 21 EMA. Only want to get long if it bounces up here, though. Never mind, as it keeps dropping. This is dangerous. Now I'm getting house updates as I'm trying to trade. The live streaming just elevated to the stratosphere. I'm trying to trade while literally getting out. We're plenty ahead of schedule. Should be finished end of next week. Nice. Ready for a change. Ready for changes the week after. Good. All right. I like when people are ahead of schedule. That is sorry. Now I'm thinking, ooh, that was more. All right, I'll reduce position size. All right, I'm going to try here, stop down here. Let's see if this does want to continue into a hammer. Sketchy. Sketchy for sure, but that's why I want to do position size, which is 3. Now, I'll be very upset about this decision if it comes back up, right? Hindsight, shoulda, coulda, woulda, but like, again, that's hindsight. Not looking so good now, though. But come on. I'm about to get stopped out. Glad I only did 3. Man, it's feeling heavy now. It is feeling heavy. Yeah, just stopped me out. All right, stopped out there. Man. $5-minute. We have the pivot and the 21 EMA at 80. So I'm tempted there for a pullback. Again, everybody just tells me, Clay, you idiot. Just trade the trend, Clay. I'm trying to trade the trend. Why are you guys making it sound like this is so easy? Just trade the trend, Clay. Buy low, sell high. Oh, thanks. Hey, good morning, Rogue. Oh, so random fun fact. So then yesterday I also talked with the electricians. I learned that also one of my neighbors is like a relatively famous TikToker. He's only like 17, still lives in his parents. I'm making this part up because I don't know if it's true, but he like lives in his parents' basement. But one of the electricians who had just graduated, so he was like 19, he showed me one of his videos, and it had like, I can't remember now, 500,000. It was either, I can't remember. It was either 500,000 views or 500,000 likes or something like this. And it was the strangest video. I was like, so I'll be honest, it makes me, like if you are, I don't know, let's call it 20 years or younger, I'm a little concerned about this generation coming up, that they were finding these videos so entertaining. Because it was, I couldn't quite connect the dots. Yeah, brain rot is a good way of putting it. Like it, and I do try to be charitable. I try to like figure like, okay, what is maybe the angle here? And I had nothing. Like what? So I don't know if it looked like, I guess he sells merch because I was like, okay, well, how does this guy monetize it? But I don't even know what the t-shirts would say. So anyways, apparently one of my neighbors is a famous TikToker. So that's crazy. Crazy. Yeah, exactly. Hide everybody. Oh, that's how it's done. Buy low, sell high. Yeah, exactly. Yes. I did not figure that out until somebody on the live stream told me. They said I was a moron, and they're like, Clay, did you not know this is easy as buy low, sell high? You idiot. I'm like, oh, just buy low, sell high. Well, doggone it. Why didn't I think of that? I gave you a great plan. Yeah, yes. It was so great you didn't even take it yourself. That's how great that plan was. You didn't even take it yourself. I blew 5 funded and passed 5 evals. Yeah, well, at least it wasn't all Bloodshed. All right, we're right here at the 5-minute. I was talking about this, but it just feels so heavy right now. I don't know if that can be trusted. And yeah, as it just... Shorts have, for me, shorts are scary because I'm still giving credit to the fact that this has been a very strong uptrend. So shorts have just felt scary. And yes, in hindsight, I shouldn't have been scared because shorts would have worked out great. But again, that's hindsight. Meech. For the last time, brother. There's no way I'm even going to consider what somebody tells me to do trade plan wise if when I ask them, oh, so you're going to make this trade? And they're like, no. I don't know what else to tell you, man. Like if I were to tell you, brother, that that stove over there is not hot, and then you wisely ask me, okay, well then go touch the stove. And I'm like, nope. Would you then go touch the stove? I hope your answer is no, I would not go touch the stove. Do you have to pass evals every time you want? No, yeah, no, you have to do you have to pass the test every time. Now, some prop firms will let you reset the pro account, but in my opinion, that just destroys the math because, especially with Take Profit Trader, if you were to reset a pro account, for that price, it's the equivalent of being able to go and buy 5 or 6 test accounts. Shorts overnight seem to be safer than you. Yeah, maybe so, Bullhead, but yeah. Unfortunately, I am not looking to be trading in the middle of the night. Nor am I looking to hold a short overnight either. But Bullhead, I don't know where you're at located, so maybe. But for me, like the thought of trading like the London session or something at 3 a.m., no thanks. I'm wondering if this doesn't touch VWAP. I mean, I think VWAP is, given it's only right here, I don't see anything crazy about thinking it could get down there. Yesterday's daily candle closed bearish. So if we never flip today's... Yeah, we'll see, browser. Asia session was cooking. Yeah, Asia, I do trade sometimes after the kids are in bed. Central time, it's like, I think 8 or 9. So nothing crazy. But yeah, London... I mean, you guys have heard me give my London speech before. If you are in America, if you're not working a third shift job, and you find yourself trading the London session, again, it's not like ironclad theory, but I think you might have an unhealthy relationship with futures. Like, I think you might have an addiction to an unhealthy level. Like, if you need to be trading futures at 3 a.m., 2 a.m. in the middle of the night, I'm going to go ahead and throw out there the suggestion that you may have an unhealthy relationship and maybe to just back off a little bit. But Clay, I'm in Romania. It's only like 3 p.m. Again, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. I said if you're in America and you're not working a third shift job or anything like that and you're just like randomly getting up at 2 a.m. to trade, that sounds like it might be an unhealthy relationship. Now, if you're a single dude, no kids, no responsibilities, I guess, okay, who cares? Whatever. I'm from Romania. For some reason, as a fifth grader, we went on a Disney cruise. And I remember our waiter on the Disney cruise, the big red boat back in the day, was from Romania. Great guy. So because of him, I look at all, and I realize this is terrible statistics, right? You can't base anything on a sample size of 1, but that's what I'm doing. So on that sample size of 1, I love Romanians. They're like the nicest people ever. I do trade because I trade before I work. Again, I understand there are situations where trading the London session could make sense, but like if you're literally just trading it just because I gotta be trading. You sound kind of like a crackhead. I went on the big red boat. Yeah, I don't think they have that anymore. No, that wasn't Disney. I don't remember. I might have just lied. It was called the Big Red Boat. That part is not a lie. I don't know if Big Red Boat was through Disney or not. I don't know. Oh yeah, that's right, because of the Romania comment. But I love Romanians based on our waiter. All right, now that we finally have some upwards movement, thinking, okay, maybe this is a sign of strength. So if it pulls back here, interested in a long down around here, I can get a pretty clean stop. But this thing now, to short right here, I don't know, because we are still in a pretty strong overall trend. It wasn't Disney, it was Looney Tunes characters. So what was that, Warner? Yes, I do remember the Looney Tunes characters. So I guess that would have been, what, Warner Brothers back in the day? Caught my longs, I'm done for the day. All right, Meachwell. Hopefully you had a good one. Now go touch that hot stove. I promise it's not hot, but I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch it, but it's not hot. Okay, looking for a long. At the green line. Do you have any advice on passing the TDD? Yes, base hits. You cannot swing big. I mean, you can, and it's still possible to pass that way, but it is a lot trickier. So you just got to take base hits. But I think what you'll discover is, like, you're going to notice, oh, wow, base hits add up shockingly quickly. No, it was not a good call. If it was a good call, you'd have taken the trade. I don't care about calls. We can all make calls. Calls are another way of saying flap our lips. We can all flap our lips about stuff. Meech, you're being a Meech. So the history with Meech is he showed up a long time ago, months ago. And to give credit, he has changed. He's way better now. But when he first showed up, he got the boot, and then we literally formed the saying, don't be a Meech. And what that meant was don't behave that way. But now, like Meech, you're starting to be a Meech. But Meech has come a long way. He's come a long way. He's still got work to do, but hey, which one of us don't have any work to do, right? Other than me. I got everything figured out. I'm flawless. I think the term is called perfect. But everybody else, you got work to do, okay? I took 5 base hits. Yeah. And that's when I think the trailing drawdown helps in a weird way. It helps people understand and realize, because they're almost forced to have to do base hits, but then they're like, oh, wow, base hits are actually pretty nice. But in the day and age of social media and want to see everybody, oh, man, I made a 300-point trade. Oh, I just made $87,000. It's just like, yeah, I understand why everybody wants the big, the big swings, but base hits, and it's counterintuitive. It doesn't seem like it would be that way, but it is. They add up pretty quick. All right, I'm going to move my entry down a little bit more. I'm looking for a long. Again, this upwards move here makes me think the bulls are back, but not my confidence level is not high enough that they're back to be buying up here. I'd rather have it down here. That keeps my risk profile a little bit tighter. Yes, you call such good trades that you don't take them. Yes, that's how good your calls are. Chad, at the end of the day, you're going to learn about how to use charts. And the cool thing about charts is charts can and should be used for anything that has a value. And if that value changes as time passes, then you can use it. Which W4, for example, he's like hot off the press, case study. He showed up, he's been trading small caps, and then he was convinced. He's like, I see the, well, never mind, so let me cancel it out before I forget about it. He's like, I see the power of futures. I see the power of futures through a prop firm. But man, I don't know. Like, where do I go learn about futures? I don't know if I have time to learn about how to trade futures, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, wait a second. Do you already use charts? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, well, then you're 97% of the way there, because the final 3% is just understanding how points work, which is easy to understand. And then here we have W4 today, already trading futures, and he's up $200. because he understands charts. So, Chad, yes, you will learn about a variety of things, but at the core, Chad, you're going to learn about charts because charts are an amazing tool because they can be used across the board. Hey, Papacito, welcome back. Do you know how to flip a coin? Yeah, blackout. Probably time to call it good, brother. It happens, though. But let's just keep it at 2. I don't want you to show up and now say you're at 12 and then show up a couple hours later and be like, now I'm at 22. All right, Papacito. Long 3 at 405. Ooh, he's getting it now. Okay. Papacito, he's trusting in this breakout. All time, I'm at like 50. Well, I mean, you don't got nothing on me. I almost broke that record in one trade. Now we have to reminisce a little bit. Uh, 4,500. I can never remember. Does it really need to have a comma in there? That's crazy if it needs to have a comma in there. It does. That's crazy. All right. So let me show you back in the day. Back in the day before prop firms. Back when I had to walk to school uphill both ways. In the rain while it snowed. And it was 98 degrees out. Okay. How do I pause? Okay. So right here, this is all real money, by the way. $4,500 loss out of my pocket. $4,500 loss. So let's think, what's that the equivalent of prop firms? Because we have Blackout saying, man, in my career, I've cooked 50 accounts. Well, so with Take Profit Trader, if we're going with the 50K, it's 119. So let's do a little bit of math here. So as you saw with that one trade, I lost $4,500 of my own money. So let's divide that by 119. So that's 38. I cooked the equivalent of 38 prop accounts in one trade, and that trade probably lasted less than 5 minutes. So that's why I say, if you're cooking accounts, don't laugh about it. Take it serious. Make sure you're learning. But don't beat yourself up too hard because that's the power of prop firms. Whereas, like I said, back in the day, when a lot of us had to use your own money, like if you had a bad day or just went into total baboon mode, you could have lost, as you saw right there, $4,500 just like that, which the equivalent of 38 prop accounts. If you're going with 5 contracts, why not enter at multiple levels with 1 contract instead of waiting? Because if I'm right from the get-go, then I'm only right with 1 contract. But I do agree. If I'm wrong from the get-go and then it goes down, yes, your strategy certainly would be great. What are the indicators I'm using? Mainly candlesticks, some moving averages, VWAP, and volume. Best longs are from those setups, not from bottom. I don't know. I like bottom setups. But hey, if you find most success with those, more power to you. Was that futures also? No, that was options. Dude, I just started watching you and you are hilarious. I am almost funded in my prop account and you... Good! Well, I'm glad you find me funny. Comedy is a lot like trading. It's a risk-reward situation. Because if you're about to say something funny, the risk is it does not land, it's super awkward, and then everybody just looks at you like a weirdo. Like, that is the risk of trying to be funny. But hey, the reward is maybe make people laugh. And people like laughter. So like that makes you maybe a little bit more likable, but it's risk reward. You got to pick your battles. I have said things over the course of time. I say it and people just look at me like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, they officially think I'm weird. I understand that. But what I'm saying is they think you're weirder than what you actually are. What is your green line? That is the 21 EMA. Glad I have 100% win rate with 1 MNQ last 2 weeks, $400 stop, and whatever above 100. Cool. Yeah, you'll have to, with that sort of, if you're risking $400 to make 100. That's fine as long as you have a high win rate. But hey, so far so good. Keep that win rate high, and that sort of RVR can work. Yeah, that was a lot of McDonald's. Yep. Geez, Clay, I went to cut the grass and you were green and market was going up. I got a small. What? Well, Crazy Key, I'm not going to relive my horror show. Brother, you're just going to have to scroll back in the live stream and watch the train wreck with your very own eyes. I don't want to relive the horrors here. Yeah, I say I'm going to give it, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks before W4 is like, yeah, I'm done with small caps. That's my prediction. I do like W4, though. He has somebody that can take a little bit of criticism, take a little bit of critiques. He was open to the math, and he's like, okay, that does make sense. So I like people like W4. I mean, I like all of you baboons, but I like people like W4 that don't, oh, you're mean, you're a jerk. I don't like these equations. I'm out of here, you jerk. He was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I'll consider it. And then I needed to beat him over the head a few more times, and he's like, okay, I'll do it. But at no point was he like, you're mean. My dad can beat up your dad. What platform am I on? So 2 layers. Layer number 1, I'm in a prop firm. That prop firm is Take Profit Trader. So that's the link you see across the top of your screen. And then through that prop firm, I'm using Tradeovate. Whatever you were, I can tell you're open to some feedback. Well, you may be. I don't mind people that are hard-headed. Because, yeah, I'm hard-headed too. But there's a difference between being hard-headed and then just completely unteachable. Because you're just, you think you got it all figured out. Like, it's kind of like this. So, Dunning-Kruger effect. And I'm just using this as an example because, again, right now the House bill, electrical is being put in. It's like I go and I wire a plug. And then I go over to the house with these electricians. And I start just, hey, you should be doing this. You should be doing that. And they're like, oh. And I'm like, I've wired a plug before. And it's just, you know what I mean about Dunning-Kruger effect? Where you have a little bit of knowledge, but then like your confidence level skyrockets. And then the more you learn, it comes tumbling back down because the more you learn, the more you realize, oh crap, I really don't know that much at all. And that's the moment when you realize that you don't know as much as you think you know. That's when growth can happen. Yeah, Robert. I mean, what happens if... So Robert, for context, he's literally one of the electricians. I met him yesterday. We were talking trading, and I was like, hey, man, check out the YouTube channel. And he's here. So he's an electrician. But yeah, I could not imagine going up to Robert. And be like, yeah, listen, brother. I once, back in 87, I wired a switch. I think you're doing that wrong over there. I don't even know what that thing is, but you're doing it wrong. That would just be, yeah. Up 150K on long 7K on the day, but. Well, Papacito, you have a track record around here. So, I mean, trust me, bros, from you is way different than the guy that shows up out of nowhere and then makes those claims. So, good job. Like some of you, if you're a little, if you come up, if you show up after the fact, but you've given trade plans before, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, I don't mind a trust me, bro. But it's, it's the name I've never seen before that shows up and they're like, listen, I bought right here. I'm still holding. And I bought 37 NQs. It's like, I mean, maybe that's true. But this is also the internet where people, say crazy stuff. I mean, it would, well, I mean, regardless of what you're up, you're like I said, I believe you, Popsito. Even if eval or not eval, you have a track record around here where I'll accept trust me bros from you. But given remember the communists we had? What was that, 2 or 3 days ago? With the guy that my wife was like, be nice. And then he came, to his credit, he showed up and was like, sorry, man, I'm drunk. It's like, for all I know, you're just drunk. Is the lines you're drawing resistance lines? Yeah, that was kind of just helping me see the upper part of kind of this trend, which has now been broken, which I did not buy. Just because I didn't love it. But yeah, that was, at this point, former resistance. I've noticed that support and resistance is way more respected. Yeah. That's the thing with, again, I'm not going to say charts are worthless for small caps. That's too, but like, I think you're going to like the charts a lot more. I'll consider a long if it wants to pull back here. Just the classic. So this was a former breakout. Broke out, came back down. Can we get the back test and go? Well, I don't know. I would consider this a break of the trend line, a break of the resistance. I would consider that a trend line break. That's what I would consider it. Now, if I'm trying to create a cult, then sure, I'll call it's a break of structure. Because then everybody gets to sound so smart. But sure, if I want to redefine this to a break of, I don't know, chicken noodle soup, then yeah, sure. That was just the break of chicken noodle soup. If I want to redefine a trend line to just call it trend line chicken noodle soup just because, then sure, we just broke chicken noodle soup. Why when I add my EMA or any other line, it's not as straight as yours? How do I make it yellow line? So yeah, right here, this is just, I did here, then I changed to trend line right here to any color. And then you do want to click save as default and then save. So yeah, you can make the colors any color you want. I chose yellow. I don't know why I chose yellow at this point, but I chose yellow. Oh, so you're waiting for it to come back and, well, yeah, no, not break. I'm waiting to see if it wants to come down here and I might try a long right here. Keyword being might. Hey, Schnahal. One day I'm going to get your name right. One day. I don't think today was that day, though. Hey, Robert, are you still here? Robert the electrician, I should say, because there might be multiple Roberts, but Robert the electrician, working on my house right now. Are you still here? Do you know any full-time traders? Well, that depends on your definition of a full-time trader. But no. Per my definition, no, I don't. I'm not. In fact, I would go as far as to say, per my definition, it's not actually possible to be a full-time trader. Well, okay, like no 9 to 5. So let me ask you this, James. Are they married and does their spouse have a 9 to 5? Okay, well then I would argue they're not full-time because trading is not their only source of income. So I guess, sure, they're doing it like with their time full-time, but from like a financial perspective, no, it's not that their only stream of income is coming. Like, I'll just use this. We had the one guy, time flies, probably been at least a month, but he was here. He kept talking about, I'm a full-time trader, blah, 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 this and this and this. I've been a full-time trader for 7 years, blah, blah, blah. And to his credit, he disclosed that his wife's a doctor. It's like, okay, well, I understand that you do trading with all your time, but like, that's kind of like a nice little subsidiary right there, right? That's kind of like a nice little cushion when your wife is a doctor. So like, is that guy a full-time trader? In my mind, no. Now, if your only stream of income is coming from trading, sure. But to me, that is a very high pressure situation, which is why around here I preach multiple streams of income. Because when you have multiple streams of income, you don't have to trade every day, and it's a good pressure alleviator. Now, again, there's variables. If you're a 20-year-old kid, you still live in your mom's basement, they still pay for all your groceries, they pay for your health insurance, etc., etc. Yeah, could you be a full-time trader? I guess. Sure. But like, yeah. I'm not sure I want to live in my mom's basement the rest of my life. I'm not sure I want to mooch off my parents for groceries the rest of my life, you know? It's kind of one of those things. As I've said and will always say, I don't know if I could deal with him. Maybe he's a totally normal person and it's all just I don't know. But hey, Robert, I'm assuming you're listening right now. In the basement, were the windows still not in yet? I know we have rain coming in. So if you or one of the guys wouldn't mind, could you throw like maybe it's already been done, but just, I don't know, lean something up across there. In fact, I don't even know if rain's supposed to still be coming in, but I know at one point there was. Not till like this afternoon. Because we were watertight except that window in the basement, which I understand why it was left out, just in case. Okay, so rain's getting pushed off now until even later. Okay, cool. Thank you, Robert. Robert's a sweetheart. This guy's he's a quality human being. But anyways, back to the whole full-time thing. As I've always said and always continue to say, I have 6 kids. I have a wife. I'm trying to pay Robert the electrician. I could in no way, shape, or form be a full-time trader if trading was literally my only stream of income. Heck no, that pressure would pop my head like a pimple. I have many streams of income. Real estate. This live stream is a form of income. I have a dividend portfolio. You know, heck, I was literally, oh my God. Okay, so all kidding aside, me and electricians were cooking yesterday because here where I live in Iowa, there's this national event that like is famous around the world, and people from even like Australia will come to it. And people, they bring their campers, blah, 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 and they're like, you should, like some of your acreage you have here, you should just turn it for 10 days a year. When the nationals are occurring, you should turn some of it into a little campground, charge $1,000 for 10 days for a camper. And I mean, we have some acreage. We have some room. I'll just say that. My wife, I got to get her on board, but I'm like, that's actually a super good idea, fellas. Because my miscalculation was, I always thought that the people who were coming for this event would want to be like in town where the event is actually happening. But they're like, no. Actually, people outside of like your spot might be attractive because it helps them kind of get away from the party crowd a little bit. So we might have a new stream of income. 10 days a year. Well, I already have a farmer that pays my property taxes, but I like your thinking. Yes, it would help the cash flow situation that much better. Is future? Yes. Well, Xander, do you want to be a day trader? What kind of trader are you looking to be? Swing. Well, there's 3 categories: a swing trader, a day trader, or are you just looking to invest? Yeah, no, it just never dawned on me. And they're like, you don't even necessarily need to get any plugins installed. Like, just tell people to bring a generator. Maybe you don't quite get the $1,000 because they got to bring a generator. But I'm like, man, I don't know. Low maintenance. So I'm thinking about it. Yeah, exactly, Jason. He's watching to see if he gets paid or not. So the carpenters, they all figured out that, you know, because eventually people ask me the dreaded question. So like, what do you do? And I'm like, oh boy, what do I do? I mean, I don't know how I'd say that because I'm not really anything. I would never be like, oh, I'm a trader. Well, that's not really true. I mean, I do trading, but I also invest in real estate. I do like private lending. You know, I do about. So I'm just like, this is my standard answer. Oh, I do stuff with the stock market and in real estate. That's what I normally just tell people. But anyways, so the Carpenters have started to watch. Where was I going with that? I don't remember now. Yeah, I guess entrepreneur, maybe that's, but I don't feel like an entrepreneur because it's like I'm not like building grand companies or anything. I think I'm just going to start to tell people I'm a meth dealer. I think that's the most day trader. Okay, well, Xander, if you want to be a day trader, we are in the golden age of day trading right now because there are some dynamics that have happened. So the key dynamic that happened in the futures market was the invention of micro futures. So I would argue the mathematically most efficient, most risk-controlled way to start to get into day trading, learn day trading, would be to day trade futures through a prop firm. The webinar, it's just more so, it taps on some key things that a lot of people don't quite understand. So like people looking for a holy grail, explains kind of why charts are so beneficial, stuff like that. Are you going to walk away with some holy grail? No. But yeah, let me put it this way. If you're a beginner trader or struggling in your trading, then the webinar, I would say, will offer some value. Yeah, Breaking Bad. Tell people you mentor. I mean, that is. So, like, what do you do for work? Oh, I mentor dented baboons. Anyone ever said you look like the chief reactions guy? No. I've heard. Who have I heard? I've heard I look like Jason Statham. I've heard I look like Jude Law. I've heard I look like a Greek god. That's pretty much it. So I just latched onto the Greek god one. In fact, when I met Robert and the electricians, they all started to bow before me because I thought I was a Greek god. I'm like, fellas, I know I look like one, but I'm not actually a Greek god. Now, Robert will probably deny that, but all that proves that Robert is a liar. That's it. That's my... No, there are not two sides to every story. There's my side, and then we're not going to worry about any other sides. But yes, I fully expect Robert, if he's still here, to speak up and be like, Clay, that definitely didn't happen. That's just, he's, you can't trust an electrician. You can't trust an electrician. That's my point. Yes, yeah, that's what it ends with, Rim. Yes. Maybe 1MNQ long. Sure. Yeah, potentially like a double top here. I'm watching it. I'm considering. We are, in fact, just help visualize what I'm seeing. You look and sound like him. He's a chief. Chef or chief? He's the chef. That's got to be chief. He's the chief social media personality. Okay. See, notice Robert's silence. It's deafening. He knows. Oh, it's chef. They call it chef. He's like a chef social media person. Oh, I see what you're saying. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. Yeah, I'm trying to read and trade and drink my coffee and decide if I'm trying to short this or not. Oh, Kyle, what am I supposed to do with that? That dad joke is just so like. I'm pretty sure that joke is like jokes that bad are illegal in 17 states. That is crazy. Hey, Sam. I'm going to take a swing at it short here. If it wants to come back down. Maybe this is some sort of double top here. So we have top number one. Maybe a fake breakout of it here, or who knows? Maybe this is the start of a way bigger break, which is why I'm going to... Nope. All right, well. Looking more and more like not a fake break, so I'm glad I waited for confirmation. Brother from another... okay. Similar personality. So this guy has the personality of a baboon, huh? So this guy's another. He's a fellow dented baboon. I wait for 520 to go short. 520. Okay. I don't know if I can wait that long, brother. Yeah, that's a good move, Xander. Just remember, when there's no skin in the game, it's very easy to feel like a rock star. I mean, you can talk to me, brother. You can just be like, are you live every day? Yep, I go live. Usually, latest I'll be here is 11 a.m. Eastern. What MA am I using? This is the 21 EMA. That is the 50 SMA. This is the 200 SMA. That is the VWAP. These here are pivot points. And then that right there is the high of the day. I'm not even going to try to say your name. Omuba? I think I got it. Omuba. Dude, that name is great. Oh, we haven't seen my Mookie. Or what was the one guy's name? My favorite name. He hasn't not been here a while. Hope he didn't blow up too many accounts. All right, I'm going to try buy the pull. Okay. Trying to retest of the breakout point. I'm in. Hopefully this resistance is now a support. Again, just playing the back test. I'll take that little scalpy scalp. There we go. I think that was about $60, $70. No, Shinobi, I think, got the ban. I can't remember. Oh, yeah, Mugiwara. Thank you, Brad. Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while. I don't know if he cooked everything or what. It always makes me wonder when I see a name here on a routine basis and then just silence. Paper trading is just, you're trading, but you don't have any skin in the game. So any gains you make, they're not actually real. But same with the losses. Anything you lose, well, you didn't actually lose any money because there's no skin in the game. So yes, it's like simulator trading, demo trading. People call it a variety of things. Yeah, Daniel, I have this private community here that I'm trading with. Who asked about that? Dan, there we go. So there we go. There is a link to the private community if you're interested. Can I give you some things to learn right now? Here, let me just send you this. I'm offering this webinar tonight, which is free. So there you go, Xander. Sign up for this. There you go. Ooh, got another back test off it, huh? I have a story, but don't want to trust me, bro. Yeah. Trust me, bros are just not nearly as impactful. Yeah. And I always prove it's live because at the beginning I'm like, all right, everybody tell me your location. And then I read off people's location. So they know that I'm actually sitting there. And then we plow through. And then the Q&A is at the end. But I don't take questions during it because I want to. I mean, if you have ever hung around here, I think you've all seen how questions can sort of distract me. Although I'm a little worried about tonight, though. But Rookie, I don't know if you. I don't know. I don't know if it would benefit you or not. Honestly, it might. I mean, you're welcome to attend. I'm just not quite sure. I don't know. What's your most profitable single trade on them? Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, I know. The branding. Ever since I grew out the beard, it messed up the branding. Like even yesterday. So Robert the electrician, somebody we're gonna we got talking about trading. And then I was like, oh, yeah, if you want to see kind of futures and how it works, I got a YouTube channel. So he pulled out his phone and he's like, wait, is that you? And I was like, oh, crap. Maybe he's asked me this because I couldn't remember. Does the YouTube stuff still have me beardless? And even now, like the stuff where I have a beard, it's an AI beard. So I understand it doesn't even look that, like, it's just, that was one of the biggest, and why I still don't want to shave my head. Because I was saying about maybe just shave my head, grow out the beard. You know, I've talked about this before, going to Viking mode. But it's like, oh man, that's such a like a branding, like I gotta then redo pictures, redo all these. It's just such a hassle. Well, yeah, he didn't. Yeah, thank you, Total Dork. He didn't ask about biggest points though. He asked about most profitable. So yeah, I'm not sure what the most profitable one was. I will say my most points I've ever had on a trade was I think like 135, 150, something like that. He asked who the kid is. I know. That's a downside. When you start the site back in 2013, yeah. That is one good thing, because not that this happens really, if ever, or like not, common if ever, but oh, you stole that philosophy from, oh, you're just teaching it that way because of, oh, this. I'm like, oh, am I? The nice thing about kind of being one of the old men now on YouTube is I have like videos that I can point back to from like over 10 years ago that are like, no, I've been saying this for over a decade now. There's my proof. Okay, here we go. Might get a pullback. Okay, I'm going to buy right there. Bit of a catching a falling knife aspect to it, but I'm going to try. Well, I would hope experience is good. Because we've had some people here. Now, I'm well aware that could be lying. But they are like, well, I've been trading for 30 years. And it's like, well, then you've proven if you've been a dumb trader for 30 years. Because what you're saying right now is verifiably dumb. So, yes, I do agree experience, it can be gold. But others, it's proved like I'm not sure experience has been gold. Because you're still saying really crazy stuff. Okay, I'm in. Tried for the scalpy scalp. Did not get the scalpy scalp. I'm going to add some more, though. There's no way this thing just goes straight down. Famous last words, I know, but... Come on. This is actually a good-looking short setup right now. And I'm still holding the hair long. All right, I'm out. I'm going to hop over short now if it wants to come back down. I can just put my stop right up here. Well, never mind. My short profile, my risk profile is... Okay, there's no way this thing goes green straight back up, right? Right? Well, the glasses are just for the blue light. I guess that also comes with age. But, like, I guess it depends on who you ask if I can see fine. But these are just really helpful with the blue light because apparently it caught up with me. And a couple years ago, man, I would just randomly get migraines and headaches. And somebody was like, I don't know. Like maybe it's from staring at those 4K monitors or whatever the resolutions are. So, yeah, the glasses are not actually... Huh? Okay, this is a clever. That's a clever scam, I think. All right, I'm not going to click into that. Good try, though. Good try. That looked somewhat convincing. The markets have been moving together. I guess I have not really looked at oil that much. Yeah, you're right. There's kind of a correlation. Oh. Yeah, I know. The blue light glasses have been very good for me. And the nice thing is, these are pretty relatively cheap pair off Amazon. Got a double pack, too. Choices. I'm kind of tempted for another. Wait, let me check this real quick. 18. Oh, no, not as good as what I thought. No, Sean, I'm not part of that cult. No, of course not. I probably do that. I just don't overcomplicate it and call it. I don't use all their stupid terms that have 37 syllables and 800 abbreviations and blah, 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 blah. So to be fair, I might do whatever all that stuff teaches, but like I just call it very like baboon-like terms because I'm a moron and I do the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. I am too dumb to try to remember all those fancy sounding terms and this abbreviation is for that. You know, you got the gay gorilla set up, and then you got the. It's just too many setups for me. I don't know. Yeah, I am a fan of just keeping it simple. Yeah, maybe that setup's only around in June. I don't know. Yeah, the Darth Vader setup, the peanut butter and jelly setup. This is all the same account. This is my NQ trades. This is my MNQ trades. Blue light glasses feature special lenses that filter out iron. Okay, Bit Crypto. Is that you or is that ChatGPT? If that is you, thank you so much for typing that all out. But that's almost giving me ChatGPT vibes. Gemini. Okay, so it was AI. But cool. Thank you for the fun fact. Yeah. Now, Country Road Concepts, that is legit. Yeah. Yeah, actually, if I like blink, like, oh, can you guys even see my eyes in these things or no? Probably not with the reflection. I was going to say, like, yeah, if I blink, that's like, blink twice is a buy, blink 3 times is take profit. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this line. And let's get an upward trend line in place here. Hey, that's AI summary of me. I like that. And developing realistic expectations about trading. Holy smokes, I will take that all day long. What a compliment from AI. Man, that last sentence warms my heart. It makes my loins feel good. And developing realistic expectations about trading. I'll take it. Now, if you run that on probably like StockTwits, oh, I wonder what StockTwits. Can you ask it this? What does StockTwits think about Clay Trader? That could be great. Like that might be a good one. I don't know if AI is that good. That's seriously what it says? Dang, I will take that. Man, hey, that summarizes like my approach forever Man, you're about to witness me tear up here a little bit, I think. Okay, I don't need to read anymore. But anyways, ask this, rookie. Ask, what does StockTwits say about Clay Trader? Because StockTwits over the years, there's been crazy stuff there. Crazy stuff. Clay's the most common sense coach I've witnessed. Teaching member since. Wow. Okay. Well, even that. 2017, don't get me wrong, was a long time ago. But crap, I started the site in 2013. So you were still 4 years after I started. But I wonder if AI can just scan and summarize stock twits. That would be probably pretty funny. It's highly polarized. Hey. Philly, a little discernment there would be appreciated, Philly. I mean, I know it's possible to find, but I'd prefer to keep that sort of stuff maybe as hard as possible. $4.86 is outrageous. You're all right. I know you didn't mean anything by it. Anyways, whoever the polarized one. Oh, I just saw that one. Yeah. Well, kind of, that's just a bold-faced lie. Clay is the GOAT when it comes to coaching and singing. If that a factual statement would be coaching and singing and looking good. So yeah, that's a lie. Well, no. Hey, don't block him. Wait, we got to unblock. We do not want to block rookie numbers. I think you misclicked there, Glock. Sounds good, Xander. Don't be late, brother. 21 EMA getting tired a little. Yeah, not totally clean there. Bounce, I don't know. I think the bounce already happened. Is that seriously what it says, Mark? That's the thing, Xander. That's what I mean about golden age. How much money do you need to set aside to start? Well, with prop firms, you could get 25K in buying power for $105. Now, I know that says per month, but that's only during the test phase, which is why I encourage pass the test within a month. But yeah, that is exactly what I mean. When I got started, if you want to be a day trader because of the pattern day trading rule, you needed $25,000. But even, well, Clay, that rule is gone. Well, it's still $2,000 now. According to chat, Captain Crunch. Captain Crunch truly is a scumbag. Just poisoning our children with his food dyes. You're all right, Glock. I think, Rookie, can you still talk? I wonder how that works. Did it give him an automatic boot? Hopefully he comes back. That's right. Hit the like button, brothers. All right, I'm going to try a short up here at this trend line. Yeah, that's the thing though, Philly. For a lot of people, it was not a joke. Like that was the sad part. Dude, I mean, Captain Crunch is like the scummiest person here. Straight up poisoning everybody with this sugar and food dyes. If you lose money, then they take the account away from you, meaning you're out $105. That's what I mean. It's really good risk. Literally, the only amount at risk is $105, which in the trading world, again, don't get me wrong. I appreciate $1, all that, but like $105 is kind of like nothing. No. You were accidentally booted. We had a typo from Ahmad. But yes, you were. You were not crazy. You were blocked for a moment, but then I unblocked you, and the mod was sorry about that. I had a misclick. He was modding while driving, which, by the way, Glock, that's a fine. You got to talk to HR department. You can't be modding while driving. HR. Okay, I'm looking for a short at this yellow line up here, assuming it can get to the yellow line. Yeah, no, you can have it. You can have it for sure. That is a more than fair negotiation. Well, maybe I'm being too disciplined. Maybe I'm taking it too literally that I want the yellow line for a short. Yeah, no, that's what I'm doing, and I'm giving it to rookie numbers, Nathan. So, any ninja. Ooh, that makes me a little paranoid for Tradovate, given they're basically the same company. Again, looking for a short at the yellow line, but it's first got to get up to the yellow line. Yeah, yeah, that's a good call. I can't, I still don't understand how those scams work. Like, how does that make any sense that you have to be paid back? I don't know. I guess that's why with the old people, I shouldn't say that. Because when I'm old, who knows what the scam is that's gonna, like, in my mind, make sense. So I should probably see again. This is why we don't like lip flappers, because a lip flapper can say it's gonna make a move up and come back down, and then they'd be able to say, "See, I told you so." Well, I mean, that's what I thought too, and guess what? I was right. But the problem is the details, right? That's why trading is hard. It's not about the broad statements, it's about the details. What detail did I get wrong? Well, my entry point, I wanted the yellow line. And sure, it got close, but close is not good enough, and therefore I missed out what would have been a beautiful trade. Did you see the Tucker? I did not. Nope. Again, Xander, given you're a beginner to the prop firm space, just go with Take Profit Trader. They have the most clean set of rules, the most easy to understand rules. All you need to know at this point is that you've got to be able to show you can make $1,500, but don't lose $1,500. So those are the two things. Yeah, exactly, Papacito. Now, what you're doing with the negative RR is fine. But like I said, as long as you have a high win rate, well, then it can still work. You keep 80%. But Xander, I'm telling you right now, you're getting a little far ahead of yourself. Right now, you kind of got to get a little bit of a foundation built first before you start worrying about just how much money you're going to make in all this. How much is East contract? I have no idea. That's another hidden benefit about prop firms is you don't have to do any weird math. I will be the first to say that futures can get a little squirrely when you're talking about like the margin, the maintenance margin, blah, blah, blah. But like with futures, like all the math is just done for you. So for example, the 50K account costs you 119. What does 119 give you? It gives you 50K in buying power. What does 50K in buying power give you? Every trade, because again, you can make as many trades as you want because there's no pattern day trade rule. But every trade, you could get as many as 6 NQs or 60 MNQs. So that's it. So how much does each one cost or worth? I don't. It costs 119. I guess to answer your question, 119 on the 50K. On the other end of the spectrum, 150K, it would cost 252. And 252 allows you to buy that much more position size. It's not negative RR. Oh, I'm sorry. Earlier, I thought you said, Papacito, that you were going for $100, but your stop was $400. I must have misread. No, that's exactly it. It's very low risk. That is, a lot of people will hype up with prop firms the ability of the leverage. They'll hype up the ability to copy trade. All those things are good and cool, but as you just noticed, that's what I mainly point out is the good risk management aspect of them. This is what I said right now. Yeah, I'm saying your earlier message, but it sounded like you were risking $400 to make 100. But like I said, I must have misread. Well, yeah, that's why I try to say, that's why I don't say a 50K account. Because a 50K account makes you say, oh, so I have $50,000 that I could potentially lose. No, you have 50K of buying power. But yes, you're right. The number that you need to care about, which is what I just pointed out, was how much you have to make. So let's go back to the 25. So you got to make 1,500, but don't lose 1,500. Because if you lose 1,500, you have violated that rule, which is good. Which is good. Because they're going to force you immediately to think about risk management from the get-go. So say I lose 1,500, they just close the account? Correct. Oh no, you can use them again. You can try as many times as you want. Now you may be thinking, well, how is that profitable for them? Because the test phase is all occurring in a simulation. So yeah, you're not actually losing the money of the firm. Yeah, same with, yeah, total dork, yeah. 50K, 150K. Again, looking for potentially a short up around the yellow line, but it's got to get up to the yellow line. Trying shorts at that 494 pivot. All right, we'll see what happens. My fellow Monka S brother. Oh, okay. Here we go. Okay. There it is. I'm going to try a rejection up off this trend line. If it can get, now, if this thing is about to explode through the trend line, well, then I'm about to have a losing trade. But this area so far has yielded some resistance areas. Yeah, well, you have to hit the profit target to get what's called the pro account. So you start with an eval account, with a test account. And then after that, you move to the next phase, which is the pro account. And in that account, then the money that you start to begin to make, you start to become eligible to get what are called payouts, meaning real money. But yes, first you've got to get through the eval stage where you got to show that you can manage risk by not losing that certain amount, but you also have to show you can make money too, and that's where the profit target comes into play. Well, it literally just bounced right off these highs right here. So the trend line right now is deceiving me. It's screwing up my entry points. What idiot drew that trend line there? Well, never mind on that one again. We're in a tricky spot right now. I don't know. So nobody can, because sometimes the joke, well, it's not even a joke, it happens, but like sometimes I get called a scammer because, geez, Clay, you're always green. And then other times if I'm like red on the day, man, Clay, you're a scammer. You suck at trading. What are you doing? It's like, okay. But on today, I'm not totally green, but I am actually still overall green on the day. So like I have some red, but not total red. So I don't know. In what way can I get called a scammer here? I got 7 feet left to get funded. All right, margin call. Don't think about it too much, brother. You just go make that $8 trade and you'll be good to go. All right, looking for the short at the yellow line. No, please don't tell me that was it. I don't think technically it even hit it. Yeah. In my defense, it didn't even quite hit it there yet. Okay. There's my order. Looking for the rejection off the trend line. Come on. I do not have any pro pluses. Just I do what's called the racehorse model. So pros and then evals. Go for CBM. Okay. Why am I getting the idea that Claire is just the bot? Why are my loins giving me the impression that Claire is just the bot? Either way, I'm going to delete that out. Because who knows what kind of scammy thing she just talked about. This stupid tread line. I hate this tread line. Wait, it's not even right. It wasn't even at the highs. Now I'm worried. If this thing comes all the way back up, I don't know if I want to be getting short there anymore. I know, Cam. I know. Both you and I know we've both been trying to get short up around here, and it's kind of playing us like a fiddle right now. Okay, yeah, so probably a bot. Well, I mean, she named a system, so I think the logic probably, or the strategy is, okay, if we don't have to send people a link, but if we can just get them to Google search what we say, then maybe we can get some people that way. That's my guess. All right, JP's trying to join too. I don't know. I'm starting to get the suspicion that I'm going to be the guy that when I finally get filled at the trend line will be the time the trend line finally just busts through, but we'll see. All right, have a good one, Papacito. Yeah, fair enough, Cam. Long 488. Whoa, target prop. Where's your stop at, brother? Is this a rising wedge? Yes, I think so, Frank, actually. Oh, yeah, I'd call that a rising wedge. Okay, well, I guess unbeknownst to me, I'm essentially playing a rising wedge. Oh, wow, we're even getting close to the breakdown here. Yeah, I would call that a rising wedge. Good eye, Frank. I might even try a short down here now. Just try to play the breakdown of it. Even cleaner, but I'm trading like a girl. Well, so you're probably trading pretty well. I think women make better traders than guys. Guys have such big egos. Do I short it right here for the breakdown before it happens? I'm thinking about it. You're long? Whew. Long the rising wedge. All right, brother. I don't know. Maybe I just get short here, and if it comes up through the highs, it is what it is. Yep, I'm doing it. I'm getting short here. If it wants to come back down, my stop is over the high. It is what it is at this point. So looking for her to play a breakdown and flush of the rising wedge. They'll pump it for sure. Who's they? The Easter Bunny? Who's they? Are we talking about the Easter Bunny or what? Market makers. Oh, brother. Here we go. I don't feel like having that conversation though, so we'll let them just live in the world of the Easter Bunny. Okay, I'm in. All right, rising wedge. Let's see if you can do your thing here, brother. First target at the 21 EMA just in case it decides to bounce. I know I had a scalpy scalp, but I'm not going for a scalpy scalp. Hindsight will be the judge. Maybe I should have just taken the green, but I'm gonna give this pattern a chance to work out here. Okay, I wanted this now to be in the green. I want this to be the move right here. Dump it right now. If not, then I'm out for a small green. Come on, hit that first target at least. Hit that first target at least. Thank you. Okay, now hopefully the 21 EMA is not a problem. Could be a problem, though. Could be a bounce point. Hopefully not, though. Next target down there. And then down here. But it will be a green trade now. Keep dumping it. Dump it, brother. Again, 21 EMA is a problem. It is a problem for this rising wedge, but we'll see if the Bears can solve the problem by just mauling right through it. Maul the Bulls. Maul the Bulls. Come on. Would love it if this next target could hit too. Come on. Let loose. And I'm stopped out. All right, well, I knew that was a risk. The 21 EMA was there. That's why I did take out one there just in case something like this happened. But thank you, Translate. So I guess the market makers decided to bring it down in my favor. See, that's what happens. If you send the market maker, whoever these market makers are, you know, these magical, do market makers exist? Sure, but like market maker firms also go out of business. So yeah, I don't know who specifically the market makers are, but all I know is that's how I sent them a Christmas card. That's why they brought it down for me real quick. Because, yes, market makers are some magical, mystical creature that just controls literally everything. Adding 462 if I don't get stopped. Oh, adding to a winner. Okay. Okay, Hoover, he's here to play ball. Hoover's like, I'm adding to that winner. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this lower trend line. I think that served the purpose. I am still a little interested in the upward trend line here. I suppose you could now redraw the rising wedge if you wanted to something like this, in theory. I don't know if I am going to stick with that. But in theory, I suppose that's possible. I love Fee Boogie. They'll pump it for sure. As it pulls back, notice his silence. If it continues to pull back, notice he probably won't say anything anymore. But we all know if it does go back up, we're all gonna be reading 4 words. So Fee Boogie, he is in the shadows right now. Do I bail from this live stream or do I get to use these 4 words? They'll pump it for sure. And all we've done since that is a pullback. He's waiting, though. You know he is. I love it. I love it. Unfalsifiable. Well, let's do this, Fee Boogie. They'll pump it. Define pump. So give us a target. Where is this headed? What is actually a pump? Some would say a pump is 7 points. Other people might say 17 points. Maybe you say no, a pump is 77 points. So if you could give us a target, then we'll know how you define pump. But right now you are just Bush League lip flapping. Oh, it'll pump. Oh, it's going down right now. Oh, well, we still got 3 hours. Well, how convenient. What happens if it goes all the way down here before going up? Are you going to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, I'm still in. Oh, good job. So you had a 200-point stop, huh? Fee Boogie, I don't think you realize you just stepped into the lion's den. Well, not the lion's den, the baboon den. Do you have any numbers for us or no? Are you just going to say stuff? Hey, Giovanni. I love it. It's going to pump. Okay. Now, to be fair to Giovanni, it may pump 4 weeks from now. And then he'll be able to come back and say, I told you so. Told you so. It pumped. I'm about to start throwing. That's right. If you come in here and flap your lips, we're going to throw poo at you because we're baboons. How convenient. This thing could go down 5,000 points and then 6 years from now, finally get back above these highs, and he'll be here to say, I told you so. Told you so. Hey, Tori. No price target from me either. So we don't even know how he defines a pump. So, man. Fee Boogie, what kind of meatloaf you having tonight? What kind of meatloaf? Are you eating some Gushers right now? You drinking a juice box with that twisty straw, brother? Oh, no. I'm interested in a long down around here. We'll see if it can down there. I thought you had called me. Giovanni, how many names you got? Correct me if I'm wrong since I just started trading, but would it be bad idea to long anywhere right now? Well, I don't know. That Pop-Tart, that depends on if you have a logical spot for your stop. So I don't know. If your strategy has a logical spot for your stop, then yeah, it could be smart to long right here. But I don't know where your strategy suggests you should put a stop at. Alpha, I don't use the Dom. I just use it because other people enjoy it and use it. So I keep it here for their visual sake. So yeah, I can't really offer you much value there. You're holding 25. Oh, okay. Sorry, you were not talking to me. How much am I risking per trade? Ultimately, I am risking, or I'll restructure it. Like to the person that has a 50K account, use code Clay, so they got the 30% off for 119. That's their risk per trade. Because ultimately, that is how much is at risk out of their pocket is 119. Now, how much am I risking like within the account itself? It's going to vary depending on the strategy. Long 460. Oh no. Oh, so close. Oh, you were so close to getting filled. Dang, Lone F4H. Oh, so close to getting filled at 460, yet oh so far away. I'm sorry, your name is not Alpha. It's Alpay. Yeah. Again, do what works for you. Okay, here. Oh. I might try another short here at the trend line. I mean, why not at this point? Uh-oh, Spy Legendary's here. We'll see if he started drinking yet or no. Okay, looking for a rejection. If that red line turns blue, I'm in. I am. Are you going to film me or not, brother? No, don't dump here. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. No fill. Oh, it happens. Good job, rookie. Congrats. No soup for you. You want bread? $3. You will get filled and stopped. Okay, so I think right now Spy Legendary just knows he's trolling. Is that will you okay, here's a test of honesty. Will you honestly say, "Yes, Clay, I showed up to just troll from the get-go"? Will you admit that? If you admit that and say yes, you can stick around. But if you try to anything other than yes is a lie because it's abundantly clear that you showed up to immediately start trolling around right from the get-go. Let's see. Can you at least be honest about your trolling? If you're honest about your trolling, you can stick around. Yeah. Well, please, thank you for being honest. Therefore, I won't ban you, but please stop. Thank you. You scared me on the ad, averaging down. Well, I know. You were trolling. I asked you to stop, and now you say that you're not going to troll anymore. You promise. Cool. Then onwards and upwards. I thought for sure it'd pop up at 500. Yeah, I can see that. I don't know how long I've been trading, and I say that because technically I started off as a penny stock investor, and that was in 2006. So I've been in the markets for 20 years now. It's my 20-year anniversary. All right, I think I have to just try a short here because I can just throw my stop right there. Very tight risk. If it rejects off the trend line, great. If not, then so be it. I know. Crap, I missed it. Yeah, penny, you're right. It's like an oxymoron. But that's what I was. The good old stainless steel mufflers. Good job, Cam. Way to stick with your guns, buddy. I'm glad at least somebody got it. I kind of hesitated. I was also reading the chat. JP and Cam both. Good job, guys. Good job. I'll cheer vicariously through you. I'll try again up here, though. I can get such a small little risk profile. Sell. Stop. There we go. I'll risk 8 points. Philip, I would not say the past couple of weeks, but yeah, since Iran and all that stuff started, as I've said a few times now on the live stream, we're basically like in the Jerry Springer show right now. Some days, I mean, there are numerous tweets. He said, she said. No, we never said that. Yes, they did. Oh, let's fire a missile. No, that wasn't a missile. It was a Twinkie. I mean, so yes, the market has been challenging over the past however long the Iran stuff's been going on. I mean, it's always a challenge, don't get me wrong, but it has definitely got, like I said, I equate it to the Jerry Springer show over the past couple months. Okay, looking to get short at the red line. Stop is the green. Gonna get, once again, maybe try a break off of, or I'm sorry, rejection of that trend line. Yeah. Base hits, I mean, base hits have their place. Swinging big at times has its place. Okay. If that red line turns blue, I'm in. Yeah, I'm all for a nice little rollover here. But first, fill me at least. Fill me, so be bullish for a little bit more. And then get bearish. No, not bearish yet. All right. Can't do the trade. Because now if I get filled, that means I'm going to be shorting basically in the face of a nice hammer candle. If I were able to get filled. I'll be long again. 10 MMQ at 482. Add fit. Okay, rookie. He ain't messing around. He's his position size. His position size is bring it on, brother. He's at bring it on, brother type levels. BRB level. Wait, no, that's not. No. Bring it on. Oh, BIO. Yeah, no, I can't. BO? No, I can't say that. Wait, did you just say you have body odor? Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay. Back to the drawing board on that branding. Hey, Azaria. I still like a long down. In fact, let me just get that mapped out so I can. Long in that general area looks interesting, but we're still a ways away from that. Long 470. Okay. Stop 15 points. So that would be 55. Oh man, I really do not like that stop. You have your stop right above the 50 SMA. Like it could literally come down here, bounce off there. In other words, stop you out and then just bounce. So for me, if that makes sense within your strategy, more power to you. But I would personally not want to have a stop loss right above the 50 SMA. But that's just, if you don't use the 50 SMA, then I suppose you don't care, which fair enough. And I cried. Gold on the 5 minute, actually right here at its 200 SMA. And you can see quite a bit of congestion right there previously. So does it get hung up there? All right, see you later, dork. I scattered TBS above if it. I'm talking SMA. That's right. I'm talking SMA. Unless it's the green line. Then I'm talking EMA. Oh, no. Oh, no. What was the one guy? You were trying to get long at 470? Oh, look how close. Oh, so close, yet oh so far away. So that makes me feel better in a sick and twisted way. At least I'm not the only one struggling to get filled. Many of you have had good entry points, but then, like, it doesn't go down enough to fill you. He sees the setup. Yeah. You mean he's basically trying to buy these lows right here? That setup? Like the supports right there? So I guess technically 465. That setup, the lows right here? Please don't tell me that there's some sort of like complicated thing to just be like, yeah, the prices bounced off this area several times. Yeah, well, the setup. I'm waiting for you to throw some cult terms at me. You're not. Is the setup some sort of setup filled with cult terms? It's just a bullish diamond pattern. Oh, Monka S. Monka S. Doxel. You know, well, I personally prefer the classic ruby pattern. Or my favorite, the diamond studded nipple pattern. That's even better. Or, okay, sorry. That's a little different than the diamond studded nipple ring pattern. Nipple ring pattern, diamond studded, will make you a millionaire. I mean, you like rising wedges, right? Yeah, the thing called a rising wedge, which has been around since basically the start of technical analysis. Yes, the rising wedge. I made all my wealth with diamond. Well, I made all my wealth with feet pictures. I like what I am. So the diamond pattern has like a is like what, like a 1,500 to 1 risk to reward ratio. That's crazy. You better be hopping out of. Okay, where is Bitcoin at anyways? How's Bitcoin doing? Okay, still, if it goes, boy, still bouncing at all. Oh, back down it went, huh? Kind of. Yeah, that is true. Diamond could be a name for several things. Sometimes I can't sleep. Should I trade the London session? No. No, no, and no. My guess is you can't sleep is because you're a degenerate and your addiction chemicals are like, get up and trade. Get up and trade. That's why I'm guessing you can't sleep. That's my guess. It's the crackhead chemicals in your brain insisting that you wake up and trade. I will try a short up here again. So essentially looking to play a double top slash upper trend line, right? So here's a double top point, but we also, it corresponds nicely with that trend line. So technically kind of two levels of resistance there. Does not mean it'll hold and reject, but I'll take a swing at it. Crypto's, yeah, I mean, I never really got into the crypto world. I would have if they were around when I first got started, probably. But like I said, there was no cryptos. Well, if there were back in 2006, I was not aware of them. But it was penny stocks. That was where you're going to grow your small account to a big account to get over the pattern day trader rule. That's true, Daniel. That is true. All right, trying to get short at the red line. Oh, am I 5 to? Okay, looking to play. Okay, I'm in. I'm in. Please don't be the time where now you just explode up through. That's what's going to happen, huh? That's funny. Go ahead. Stop me out. The one time I try to play the tread line. Come on. Are you teasing me? Are you acting like you want to get rejected? Now you're going to go straight back up? I feel like this might be a tease. Piece of junk. What a crock. Oh, those are the ones that'll just send you tilt. And it has nothing to do with the amount of money. I think that was, I don't even know what, like a $50 loss. But just the circumstances are are worse, way more than the monetary loss. If you have not been here, for context's sake, I've been trying to play this tread line forever. I've missed several tread line trades because the price didn't quite go to where I wanted it. That would have been winners. And then finally I get filled, and then that happens. So again, to me, it's not even about the money. The $50, whatever. It was $50 loss. So annoying. I don't know, James. It's been such a long time since I had to go through that first paperwork process. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the principle of it all, just annoying. All right, John, have a good one. Yeah, I mean, I guess the 5-minute was bullish, but there was also a rising wedge on the 5-minute that just didn't work out. Yeah, that's a good point, Benjamin. Did you sign the forms, James? Because you do have to sign some forms. Well, I mean, bit crypto, yes, no, yeah. In hindsight, that would have occurred, but like, I mean, that is all kind of hindsight. Because there's been plenty of times where those small zones where I would have caught the bounce would have also gotten me into the trade where it dumped. Whereas what I was doing, maybe I would have never entered the trade. I don't remember, James. Yeah, like I said, I got, past my first account a long time ago. A long enough ago, let me put it this way, where I don't remember anything about what that process was like or how long it took. Buy 520. Yeah, to me that seems like a chase, but that's just my opinion. I did the KYU verification forms, but where do I find? Have you done anything for taxes though? Did you fill out any tax paperwork, James? All right, I'm going to get rid of that line right there. And now we're just grinding. Once you have your prop account created, you don't have to be logged in. All right, I appreciate everybody trying to help out. Oh, is that when the tax forms is the first payout? Gotcha. I accidentally bought 20 NQ contracts versus 20. Oh, man, that's a bummer. Sorry to hear that. Click on your eval on the front page. Philip, it really has. It's been so not months for me, but definitely the past couple of weeks. Now today was not really the case. I started off with that one trade, or early on in the stream had that rough trade, which set me back. But a lot of the streams, I've had really good streams. Trade really well, no losing trades at all. And then, yeah, that last hour, which pushes us back in kind of this time of the day, I just really start to struggle. And the wheels kind of fall off. Now, the good news is I've realized this, so I'm factoring that in via position size. So sure, the wheels fall off a little bit, but they don't completely fall off where I give back all my gains or anything crazy like that. But yeah, I have definitely struggled this time of day also. ES 5-minute looks torturous. No, yeah, past couple of minutes, just. Of course, if I go long here, we know it's going to dump. Who's Homer? Still holding to 600. Good for you. You are a sway trader. Nothing wrong with being a sway trader, but that's definitely not me. Yeah, careful, Ty. Careful. Hey, Mad Money. Remember I went in at 488. Yeah, I do remember. I'm not saying there's anything wrong, Yannick. I'm just saying we are definitely different traders. For you to have those sorts of price targets. Did you ever give a stop, though? What was your stop? I can't remember if you ever gave a stop. I'm assuming it's like an 80-point stop or something. I don't go long in triple top area. Yeah, that's kind of where I was at. 360. And you got in at, 128 points. Okay, so you have what? Probably 1 MNQ? Maybe 2 would be my guess. Again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying you must have super small position size if you're running 120-point stops. Well, I understand micros, but how many micros? I'm guessing 1 or 2. 2 at most. Okay, 1, yeah. So, okay, I can see how you'd have a 120-point stop then. Fair enough. But yeah, We are definitely different traders because your strategy. These numbers have revealed that you have no problem holding for 6-7 hours if need be. Again, not saying that's wrong, but man, that's not my cup of tea. Last week I was short $4 and tried to make it so I can get a payout. Oh, that is sorry to hear that, Chris. That's rough. Yeah. That's good. I'm glad you like that. And again, I'm not saying anything you're doing is wrong, but thank you for giving numbers, by the way, because that's just the power of numbers. By getting numbers, now I can very clearly see that we just have different approaches to the market. So you have my respect as somebody that has given the market or has given numbers. But yeah, I don't know. I suppose 460 is within range. As fast as the market's moving right now, though, it may be a while because it's kind of just, it's grinding, but slow and steady. Okay, there you go, James. And thank you, everybody that helped out James. Yeah, so now it should, I would think it would pick up the speed of the process now. Okay, so here's a geeky question. Okay, so if somebody is able to live stream or to watch the live stream with their cell phone, does that therefore imply that the internet quality or the 5G or whatever is therefore good enough for somebody to stream to stream? Because what I'm asking is this. So just for context. Met the electricians yesterday. One of them was into trading, talked about trading, told him about the live stream, blah, blah, blah. So he was here talking, watching the live stream while working on my house, which implies that the internet there, which makes sense because depending on where you're at, you can get 5G. So the 5G was good enough for him to watch. So therefore, does that mean that the 5G there is good enough for me to stream, to be the streamer? Okay, so what he was using was download speed. What I care about is upload speed. Is that what you're saying, Philly? No, I'm not asking. Kyle, you are watching the live stream. I'm asking. Okay, gotcha. Okay. So for you guys care about download speed. For me, as the live streamer, I care about the upload speed. Well, I'm gonna use Starlink anyways. However, I do want to have a backup thing that would be based on cell. So I guess it would essentially be kind of 5G internet. But yeah, I have Verizon. And when I'm out there, like just checking things out, I do get 5G. I stream on mobile. Okay. No, right now I'm living in town and I have fiber. So yeah, with the fiber, I have 300 down, 300 up. So like, yeah, I have plenty on the upload side right now. Yeah. I'm definitely going to need more than 3 upload speed. Upload speed would kill you on 5. What does that mean? I mean, I have other options, but yeah, Starlink is the fastest. Starlink sucks for upload. Well, I mean, according to their map, it should be no problem. Because as somebody else said, you don't need a whole lot to live stream. Yeah, no, you don't even need that much, Benjamin, to live stream. Anyways, my question was answered. No, just because somebody can watch the live stream does not mean that I could therefore live stream. Because the people watching are depending on on download speed, and I am depending as a live streamer on upload speed. So, thank you. Yeah, that's the thing, rookie. Like, I don't understand. I mean, I'm just not quite sure the liquidity is there. Again, if somebody were to go and for any of you Bitcoin people, let's say somebody goes and says, you know what, I just want out. Let me sell 1,000 Bitcoins. How would the market, and again, I don't know, how would the market handle somebody just hitting the bid with 1,000 Bitcoin? Oh, it had no problem with 1,000? Okay. Okay. Now, granted, Sailor would need to sell a whole lot more than just 1,000 at a time, but yeah, I know Earthlink would be way too. I think I have a plan of action, so I was just curious. Again, I'm going to have bonded internet, so my primary is going to be Starlink, and then if Starlink ever has like a glitch, the 5G will kick in to try to pick up the slack. I also have this out here, which says anybody use this by out of chance or have any experience with it? Um, Called NextLink. No, they don't offer. This is their fiber speeds, but yeah, right here, NextLink. Anybody ever used or have any experience with NextLink? If so, thoughts? Because that's what I was thinking of bonding. Or actually, I was thinking about making that my primary because they are advertising some really good upload speeds. But then I don't know. I can't quite say I've ever heard of them. I had Netflix for 4 years. Did you like them or no? Nope. I'm in rural Missouri and use Whisper. Okay. Great customer service. Yeah, I don't have any plans of using T-Mobile. Hit long at 5:15. We'll stop at 5:10. Okay, so loan needs us to pull back a little bit more. It was fast for wireless and never had issues except in really high winds. Okay. Yeah. T-Mobile also bought out U.S. Cellular, which I learned is pretty big in Iowa. So yeah, they are now. I've been with Verizon since forever, but yeah, that matches up with what happened around here. T-Mobile bought U.S. Cellular. That's a hard word for me to say. Cellular. I take the trade. It never went down there. It never went down to 510. What are you talking about? Or I'm sorry, 515. When you typed that, the price never came down here. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You said you hit long. So in other words, you're already in. Gotcha. Okay. Nice trade then. All right. Do I go long? Is this thing about to push the highs, which is what that white line is representing? Or am I just chasing because I'm getting frustrated now? See, this is, again, why the wheels start to fall off. The action gets, then I get frustrated, then I start to force trades, and then I lose more money. A case of deja vu here now. All right, well, maybe I'll have to consider NextLink again. Yeah, did T-Mobile even pay a dividend? I don't think they do. Oh, they do now? Okay. I was going to say, for a while, though, they didn't pay a dividend. I'm like, all this, clearly, they're trying to save the bottom dollar if you have to talk to people in the Philippines. So it's like, okay, fine. I better at least, investors at least, should be seeing a little bit of that cash flow. How do you resist revenge trade? Well, I mean, I don't have like for sure. The live stream helps though. Accountability helps. Yeah, I can't say that there's any sort of, well, if you do this, you will then no longer revenge trade. I don't have any magical. Maybe that magical formula exists. I don't have it, though. Good job, Evil. Oh, okay. So that was quick then, James. Now, James, do you have any other racehorses? Do you have any other past accounts? Hey, Trade for Life. Okay, let me reframe. Do you have any other pro accounts, funded accounts, whatever vernacular you want to use? Do you have any other ones in your life right now? Or is the one you just activated quite literally the only pro account you have? What up, William? Or not Willie. No, not Will. Yeah, Will. No, Will N. Will N. Will N. Will. Okay, I clicked on your name. Will. I'll just call you Will. No. Will Smith, I'll pass. Okay, well, if you find yourself trading scared because you don't want to cook the account, perhaps think about doing the racehorse model where you get a couple more accounts passed and then you can alleviate the trading scared, and then also you won't be tempted to reset the pro account if you cook it. Dude, you put me on a 30-minute block. Yeah, because you went into dent mode. I don't even remember what you said, but I was like, Jaboni, what is that about? That's true. I thought you were going to be thanking me for that. That was an all-expense paid trip to the VIP room for 30 minutes. Usually people thank me. All expenses paid. 30 VIP room. Did you want longer? Is that why you're upset? Did you want a 24-hour vacation to the VIP room? No, not jabroni. Or at least I don't think there's any R's in there. All right. Yeah, exactly, which is extremely annoying. So now I feel like I will sleep just fine tonight knowing that I sent you to the VIP room for 30 minutes for that. Did you scalp on? I don't know. We did run an experiment once. Here, I'm going to put you in timeout for 60 seconds. I'll let you, then you can find out, rookie. Let's see. Put in timeout for, we'll give him 1 minute. There we go. There's 1 minute. So, rookie, I think you should still be able to hear me. You just cannot talk for the next minute. I couldn't sleep. Good. Then my mission was accomplished because I definitely did not want you to sleep. Good. All right, Maddie Matt. You can hear but not type. Okay. Well, thank you, Curtis, for using code Clay. I appreciate that. You fed some hungry children. Code Clay, all caps, feeds hungry children. Racehorse model is this. The analogy goes, test accounts are horses. Once you train the horse to a racehorse, aka past the test phase, that is a racehorse, aka your pro account, a funded account. The model goes to have multiple racehorses sitting in a stable. That way, if one racehorse dies, instead of having to go through the test phase again, or worse yet, like reset to pay the pro, which is very, very expensive, you can just go grab one of the racehorses from the stable, and then there you go. Now, that model does not work everywhere because some places you have to activate accounts right away, or you have to continue to pay for accounts once you have them. But with Take Profit Trader, once you pass, aka once the horse is turned into a racehorse, there are no more fees. You don't have to activate it right away. You can just let it, again, sit in the stable. Okay. Well, technically he asked for a minute and you gave him 10 seconds. So, you were a pretty bad genie. Okay, it says you have been placed in timeout by the owner of this video or a moderator. Edit and try again. Gotcha. It should say edit your attitude. That's what it should say. Maybe I'll write YouTube and be like, hey, for that message, can you just have it say edit your attitude? Maybe edit your thinking skills. Maybe edit your looks. Okay, so Jaboni, do I just need to throw you in timeout again? It looks like you're once again here to troll. Weird. Jaboni I mean, he was here from basically the start. Then he disappeared for like 11 months, and now he's back and has just been trolling ever since he showed back up again. It's crazy. The past 11 months has changed him. He's a changed man for the worse. The market has pumped 400 points from the low of this session. Yeah, I know. It's slow and steady, too. I got destroyed today by taking a sell at 10 a.m. Oh, sorry to hear that. Yeah, there have been some moves today. Right, but you already know the answer to the question. That is hence the troll. And if you don't know the answer to that question, I don't know what to tell you. You got to open up the windows in your pizza kitchen. You're sniffing some fumes or something. I don't know. Maybe the pepperoni fumes are getting to you. When you get blocked, you don't even know it. The only that people never seem to respond to. Oh, really? That's kind of messed. Well, that's what I try to tell people at least. Oh my goodness, Stop Loss Bandit, the supposed mortgage guy, still doesn't understand. Do you realize the irony, you dent? I'm typing right now, but this guy's not a proponent of free speech, yet everybody sees my message. But this guy bans free speech, yet everybody has seen my message about him banning free speech, yet they see my message. Do you realize the dented... Like I said, you keep digging the hole deeper for yourself. You literally just had a message that showed up publicly saying that I ban free speech. Crazy. Oh my... just stop. No pun... Oh, Spot Loss Bandit. I thought it was... all this time, I always thought it was Stop Loss Bandit. It's actually not. Oh... Oh, it is a new account? He changed it? Let's see. Oh, yeah, you're right. I don't know. This was still created in April. Maybe it was. It might have been Spot Loss this entire time. I don't know. All I know is that he has proven that logic is not his strong suit. A mental stop loss is not a stop loss. A round ball is not a ball. This guy bans free speech as I talk publicly about free speech and complaining about free speech, which has not been banned because everybody can see the message. Some people, again, folks, if your local public school or private school is not teaching critical thinking, please advocate they do so. I think you banned stop loss, so now men can have babies too, right? Well, I suppose that depends on how you define men and babies and two. We've heard a couple crazy things over the history of the live stream. One, 0 DT options don't have theta. Now, if you're not in the world of options, that's the equivalent of saying if I jump in that pool right there, I'm not going to get wet. Like, that's how crazy that statement is. 0 DT options don't have theta. And then a close second was mental stop losses are not stop losses. Yes, that is true too. Enzo kind of just nailed it. But I think most of us know that. But again, this guy he's not, yeah. Well, Lauren, you have to define what real is. At the end of the day, it's all just kind of word games. All right, I'm thinking about a short here. Why a short? Because I'm a baboon. And I am short, partial fill. Okay, now I'm full. There's my first target. Looking at that rising wedge. The rising wedge hasn't really been that friendly to me today, but that's just today. Overall, if you've been here, you know the rising wedge has usually been good. But on today, like today, I don't know. I'm going to move this up. All right. This is stupid. There's no way you keep grinding up. I don't believe you. I'm going to add some more right there. I just can't believe it. So I'm adding at the red line. Goodness, I can't. I thought for sure that was going to get filled. It was so close to the current price action. I can't even pull back a little bit right there. Hi, Clay. How am I? I don't know. Ask me in 3 minutes. No, I'm doing all right. How about you? You always make me sound like such a creeper. How are you, sugar? Are you even a girl? Please don't tell me you're a guy. Am I really calling a guy sugar? What is going on with my life right now? I can't make any good trades. I'm calling a dude sugar. Oh, I could have a beautiful candle here if I get filled at that red line. You're a guy? Oh my goodness. Well, when my wife asked, how'd the live stream go? Oh, no, I was calling some guy sugar, so that wasn't weird. Hey, Mac.
Stop field.
Okay, I'm in. Some more. Keep coming down. Come. Oh, beautiful candle here. We might really see the wheels fall off here. This is stupid. Hey, Brad. Oh, so you're one of the Bullnucks guys. Well, thank you, Brad. I don't get a whole lot of code clays on Bullnucks, but I've always wondered. I wonder who that is. So you're, well, thank you, Brad. I'm adding some more. This looking like it's running out of energy. And I don't need it to pull back a whole lot to get me back into the green. Come on. Oh my, you gotta be kidding me. You can't make this up. You cannot make this up. Maybe I can get a quick snap in my favor. If not, come on, come down. Now snap in my favor. What time is it? What was that? Oh, 2. Was there something at 2? That's 2:01 though. Come on. All right, I got to get out. What was that? The wheels have fallen off officially. What a garbage afternoon. Oh my goodness. Congrats if you're doing well. Yeah, I'm jealous of you. My chart was lagging by about 15 seconds. No, there's just a natural lag here. Hey, congrats, Azaria. At least somebody's doing something right out there. Because it ain't me. Good job, Mohammed. Way to fight back. Not me either. I blew 2 PAs and 7 evo. Oh, sorry to hear that. Yeah, really, the entire live stream has ate my lunch. I've had winning trades, but nothing. I have not caught a big winner in a while. Meaning one where I give it a chance to move, and then it really starts moving. I can't time it up. I am on a cold streak. Maybe it's time to just bet the trend. You tell me where to bet the trend, Zooks. You tell me where to buy the trend and where to put my stop, Zooks. I'm still holding that short, Clay. Well, you are getting cooked right now, then. All I'll say to you is code Clay, brother. Code Clay. Yeah, that's it, Brian. I should note that all these shorts, in no way, shape, or form am I looking for some massive reversal. I'm just looking for like a basic pullback. I've struggled to even get basic pullbacks. Here was, I suppose, a basic pullback, but yeah, stupid me. I guess just buy. Just close your eyes, buy. Everything else will be taken care of. But I'm waiting for Zooks to tell me where to buy so I can just trade the trend. All right. Oh, I'm going to call you trader for you. I'm done calling you a dude sugar. Yeah, that's fair, Guitar. That is fair. Short 580. Okay, Faye Boogie. No, I mean, you are an absolute clown. Absolute clown. Like I said, no, literally, the fact that you think anybody would be impressed by your call is really an insult to all of our intelligence. Like, I assure you, nobody is impressed. Maybe you get away with that some places. It's gonna pump. You give no price targets. You say anything, and they're like, well, we got 3 hours. Oh, okay. How nice. I will change my name. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. It's actually kind of funny. It's kind of funny. I'm not actually offended that I'm calling a guy sugar. That's fine. It's just funny. But no, you do by no means have to change your name. And by the way, I reject this as a pump anyways. I understand. From wherever he was running his mouth, somewhere right around here. So from 90 up to here, we're at 100 points. I'm sorry, but like this slow move of 100 is not a pump. And again, this is why trading is so hard. When you don't give any sort of explanation, nobody knows. But like a pump to me is like, ba-boom, 40, 50, 60 points. And like, okay, if you've been here a while, like if I start to like speak different languages, that's a pump. To me, that's what a pump is. So I'm not saying anybody's wrong. I was right, you were wrong, so you get offended. Well, no, it's not that. It's just you didn't make you made an unfalsifiable prediction. That's my point. I mean, I sit around here and talk until I'm blue in the face about broad statements and why broad statements are worthless. And then that's what I mean. Like, you think your broad statement is impressing people around here. Other live streams, maybe broad statements, people don't know how to critically think through it. But like here we do. So I'm just saying, like, no, you were not right because you just said it'll go up. Okay. Glad I call it a grind up. Yeah, I'd call this more of a grind. But I don't call this a pump. It's just like a strong trend. A pump to me is like ba-boom. But again, to be fair to Faye Boogie, maybe this is how he defines a pump. Like, he defines a slow grind as a pump. That's fine. I'm just saying, like, in my world, he was wrong. But that's all based on definitions. And it went up. Yes, and it went down like 40, 50 points before it went up. So would you have survived that? We don't know because you didn't give us a stop loss. You gave us no numbers. Faye Boogie. Again, I understand that maybe some chats like you think you can get away with this nonsense. You didn't give us an entry, you didn't give us a stop, you didn't give us a target, you just said a broad statement. It's going to go up. Like, that's not impressive. Watch. It's going to go up. It just went up. I was right. I told you so. Well, Clay, it only went up a tick. Well, yeah, I mean, that's my definition of up, a tick. Again, I understand that when you're his age, he's probably like 17. Did I call a tick? That is my point. You literally just owned yourself, my friend. That is my point. You didn't call anything. You just had a pump. And then I asked you, can you give us a target? And then all I had heard from you was crickets. Again, dude, you're getting your lunch. Like, I understand when you're hanging around your pothead 16-year-old friends, maybe this poor logic works. But son, we may be baboons around here, but we're critically thinking baboons. So go sniff some more paint with your 17-year-old punks as you skateboard. Who remembers the skaters? He was a skater boy. I said, see you later, boy. I'm revealing are skaters even a thing? Do we have anybody younger here? When I say skater, do you even know what that means? Faye Boogie, you are a clown, and I will prove you're a clown. Next time you want to talk, fine. I'm not going to ban you, but just give us 3 numbers. Next time, give us an entry point, a stop loss, and a target. And these three numbers need to be before or at least in real time. Because I understand some strategies you have to wait for confirmation before you get in. So as soon as that were to happen, then let us know right then and there. So go ahead. We'll make this very black and white. Next time, give us the three numbers: entry, stop loss, and target, either ahead of time or in real time. If you cannot do that, then it becomes very obvious you're just a lip flapper. Yeah, one of my kids' friends is a skater. Okay, so skaters still exist. By the way, I used to not like skaters, which is why I chose to pick on them in my little, whatever you want to call that. But it doesn't matter. Like, they're fine. They're fine. Hey guys, I am following this guy. He is a big gambler, nothing else. Hey guys, I am following this guy. He is a big gambler, nothing else. Are you? Okay, never mind. Thank you. Appreciate the feedback. What's benefits if he gives the three? Okay, Spy Legendary, see ya. Back to being a troll. You promised. In fact, I don't know. Do I just ban you because you just lied? You said you weren't going to troll, and then you asked that question, which reveals, which I know you know the answer to, because we talk about it like 4 times every live stream. Why are you not a fan? Because I was a jock, right? The jocks and skaters, aren't those the guys? At least in my middle school. You had the jocks, you had the skaters, and then you had the nerds who are now all of our bosses. And I was in the jock category. Okay, if you need to ask that, Spy Legendary, then you are once again either drunk, high, or a total moron. Take a guess. Take a guess. And based on how you answer this will depend on if you get banned or not. Because I'm done surrounding myself with drunk people. Why do you think 3 numbers from somebody could be helpful? Can we short here? I don't know. Do you have a broker? You will need a broker in order to short. Skate or die. And notice Faye Boogie has gone quiet once again. Isn't it amazing how powerful the 3 numbers are? Oh, wait, I can't make broad statements? Yep, I'm out of here. Well, he may come back and, okay, so we'll see if I can, okay, I'm going into Miss Cleo mode. He'll make another comment, ad hominem fallacy. He'll call me a name, maybe call us a name, and then say I'm out of here. Okay, right there, dude, I called it. No, he's not going to give us 3 numbers. He's just laughing, and then I'm in denial. Do you notice it? It's like every... I'm going to write a book. I'm going to go back to school. I'm getting my PhD in psychology. And, I mean, I've this is crazy. PDT rule ended today. It did end today. So you're not going to take a guess, Spy. You have no educated guess on why 3 numbers might be helpful. People are going to tell me that me and Fabugi had that all scripted. You cannot make that any better. He will not give us 3 numbers. He'll divert it back to me, ad hominem fallacy, and then, well, I guess I got the last part wrong. He didn't say he was going to leave or not. No, you didn't call it. You didn't give everyone specific time in which I would reply. Is this guy... No, I mean, we are here to watch. We don't care about his trade. Well, I do. I want to surround myself with pieces of iron. I've made money from people here before, because if I can identify somebody that is giving good trade plans, that doesn't mean I'm going to blindly follow them, but I'll pay attention. So that's why. I care. So it's good to know that people like Fabuji have no idea what they're doing. Anybody that runs from the 3 numbers literally has no idea what they're doing. And that's why they won't give 3 numbers, because they know it exposes them that they don't actually know what they're doing. You're the average of the 5 people you spend. Right, right. Zooks, I'm still waiting for your trade plan. Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, shorting has not been working out well, so I'm done with shorting, which means it's probably the top now. Now that I've waved the white flag on trying to catch the top, probably the top. I think a short at 76.05 is good. All right, Kai. Well, if that's what your strategy says is good, then go for it. My only question would be, where's your stop going to be at? So if 605 is your short, fair enough, right there. Where would your stop be? That is the one number that you seem to be missing. Yeah, Brandon, I'm just little pullbacks here, but good grief, nothing big. 606. Well, no, 606. Your stop loss is 1 point. Am I understanding that right? You're risking 1 point. Yeah, exactly, Benjamin. Maybe a little higher. Okay, well, when you know what that is, let us know so we can track and see how things play out for you. Oh, he's trading ES? Is he? No, I thought he gave numbers that made sense here. I could be wrong. It would be the first time in my life, but... Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. 76.05. I'm sorry. You're right. You're trading ES. First time in my life I've ever been wrong. Wow. You guys are here for a groundbreaking moment. Are you that dented, Rafisi? Okay, here's how hindsight confirmation bias is eating your lunch. Again, what? Hindsight confirmation bias. Had some of those rising wedges worked, which Rafisi, whatever your name is, anybody that's been here a while has seen many, many. In fact, give me a 5 real quick if you've actually seen a rising wedge work on the live stream before. In fact, more times than not, rising wedges working on the live stream. Can anybody give me a 5? Who has seen rising wedges? Who knows? Maybe I know some of you have played rising wedges with me. Has anybody seen anything like that? Give me a 5. I've seen a rising wedge work out. Yeah. Okay. So rising wedges work out. So what you're doing, Rafisi, is you're like, what an idiot. Why did it go short? It's an uptrend. Well, let me ask you this. Had it worked out, had the rising wedge come down, would you be typing all this? Or is it possible that the only reason why you're saying it's stupid is because you saw that it turned out to be a losing trade, therefore it was stupid? Again, you have hindsight, and it's confirming a bias. I guarantee, had those worked out, you would not be calling me a gambler or calling me or saying other stuff because, well, they worked out. You'd probably be saying, man, this guy's a good trader. But, my friend, not every setup can work out every time. Yes, it's easy in hindsight to look back and be like, oh, well, this, that, and the other. Well, yeah, welcome to the world of hindsight. So once again, we have Rafisi, Dunning-Kruger effect. I don't even remember where I shorted the one time. I don't know. Didn't I have a short like right around here? I can't remember. But let's say when I got short around here, it had come back down. Let's say the price had rolled over. You know, you had maybe like a just flat out double top reversal, and it came down here. I don't think you'd be criticizing. You'd probably be saying, "Man, this guy's a good trader. Look at that. That made total sense." Well, of course it made total sense when you see it worked over, but it didn't. It kept going. So yes, in hindsight, it didn't necessarily make sense. But that's trading. How am I? I could do better. We have had some true dents show up today. That's ignorant and screams inexperience. Yeah, exactly. I averaged up to 60 MNQ on that short clay and made it out. Yeah, I mean, high win rate strategy, rookie, but all it takes is to be wrong once and it's game over. Thank you, Fish. Yeah, exactly. Said after the fact, Benjamin. Yes, I am having a rough live stream. So this is what I mean. I can never win. I have days like this, and we have Rashishi. This guy's an idiot. He's a gambler. Doesn't blah, blah, blah. And then on the days where I've had like many green days in a row, people are showing up. This dude's a scammer. He hides the losses. He's always green. So once again, ultimately you can't win. There's either a Rashishi or, somebody else that, yeah, it's been a rough one, Rashishi. It's been a rough one. But here's the reality of the matter. You're going to have rough days too. I get it. What an idiot. Why would you shorten an uptrend? Well, because I didn't think they was going to keep uptrending. That's why. But guess what? I was wrong, Rafiki. I was wrong. Correction. I know your father. The obvious answer to never ask anybody, why did you shorten an uptrend? Their answer is because I thought the uptrend was over. That's why. In fact, the only reason why you can say, why did you shorten an uptrend? That reveals you already have hindsight confirmation bias, right? Because you know that, well, the trend continued. So yes, it's easy for you to say, why would you shorten an uptrend when you know that the trend continued? Had it worked out, you'd be saying, dang, good job nailing the top. Yeah, it was pretty obvious that uptrend was over. So no, you didn't shorten an uptrend. You shorted because you knew the trend was over, right? Do you see how the hindsight reveals itself? Why did you shorten an uptrend? Well, the only reason why you know it continued to be an uptrend was because you have hindsight. Why'd you buy? Why'd you buy in that downtrend? Well, because I thought the downtrend was over. That's why. I was wrong, which happened. Well, yeah, sorry, I'm wrong from time to time. I think this is all very valuable because I still suffer from it. So I'm trying to turn this into a learning lesson about hindsight confirmation bias. Because hindsight confirmation bias is how you end up with a strategy with 4,000 rules, right? Because you take a loss, you look back in hindsight, and then you're like, oh, this, oh, that. Okay, let me make rules for that. So now you have like a rule. Then you go and you trade with this new rule, and then you have another loss. You will go back in hindsight, oh, that's what I did wrong. Okay, let me correct that. Now you have two rules. You go make more trades, you take another loss. You'll go back and look. Oh, that's what I did wrong. Okay, let me add in a rule. There, now you have 3 rules. And that goes on and on and on and on until you have 4,000 rules. Again, sometimes nothing needs to be changed. Nothing needs to be learned. You don't need to add another rule. It just didn't work. You were wrong. I was wrong. The rising wedge did not work out. That's okay. That's okay. See, now that's not why I took the short, but as Solution is saying, that's just what happens. Exactly. There are levels that can make sense, but there are no guarantees. Now, I realize Rafiki is long gone because his mom probably called him up for dinner. But for those of you that are here and I'm trying to teach you, just be careful about hindsight confirmation bias. It's a very dangerous thing that, like I said, the logical implications of it will be you'll be able to make one trade every decade because your setup has 5,632 rules to it. Yeah. Stop loss at top. That doesn't mean anything. Give us a number. Do you literally mean the top? You're going to put your stop right at the resistance, or are you going to try to hide above the resistance a little bit? 600's your stop. Okay. The big round number of 600's your stop. You're going to put your stop right at a big, huge round number. Not a little bit above it, right at the big round number. Okay. Oh, I'm always looking for positions, but I'm also on the cusp of going red. So yeah, I need to be extra careful. Notice, Fabuji, he gone. The power, and this applies to anybody. If anybody shows up anywhere and they start yapping, just say, okay, well, could you give us 3 numbers? And that's where the rubber hits the road. Yeah, exactly. It's easy to be heroes and geniuses and profitable after the moves happen. Well said. But okay. Here, watch. I was wrong. You were right. Okay, we have now set that aside. For the next time you chime in, can you please give us three numbers? Are you capable of giving three numbers? Losing steam, but just cared it's a bull flag. Yeah. We are capable. What are we capable of? Pushing to new highs? Life, I don't know what you're talking about, life of SB. What are we capable of? One thing you're not capable of is looking as good as I look. We should all be able to agree on that. Funny, I didn't give three numbers and made profit. The guy who insists on proving numbers is there. Okay, so do we notice how he can't answer the question? He's deflecting, red herring. Okay, watch. All that is true, fine. Can you give us three numbers or no? Again, I've set that all aside. I was wrong. You were right. You're almost as good looking as I am. Okay, we've set all that aside. Can you? I know he's rage baiting, but I want to just expose the power of the three numbers. Because I can tell, I mean, it's very easy to tell this guy has no idea what's going on. But I'm just trying to reveal to all of you how if you're unsure about somebody, just ask them for three numbers. And then if they have no idea what's going on, they're then you witness what we're witnessing right now. But yes, I am aware. I am trying to turn this into a little bit of a learning lesson to illustrate to all of you the power of three numbers. What could look like a bull flag may just be consolidation for a move in either. Well, I mean, this is a bull flag. I'm not gonna bull flag, bull pennant, whatever you want to call it. Like, yeah, sure. And could it come down? Of course. Could it go up? Yeah. Again, that's why we're just looking for edges. That's a good dream to have. That is a good dream to have. The pivot point, though, I mean, it has definitely been a kind of a party pooper so far for the trend. But yeah, I don't know if it'll keep up or not. Well, that's only one number, brother. Chris, that's only one number. There's a number why there are three seashells. I gotta see that again. Who is that? Wesley Snipes and Sylvester Stallone? Yeah, I start every day at 11 a.m. Eastern. Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern. I know that's what you meant, you dent. Yes, I realize 666. Depending on who you ask, not the greatest number. Oh yeah, that's right, Blade. That's right. 540 points daily. Range, could we hit 600? Yeah, I mean, I don't know why we want to. Wait, didn't we already hit 600? I mean, we're close enough. For all practical intent, we already hit 600. It's about to drop. Huh? The call wall. That's a new one. Okay, so how are you going to make money from the fact it's about to drop? Where are you? I'm assuming you're short. Where's your stop at? Triple J. Other characters are like Chinese or something. Where's your entry and where's your stop at? Triple J. Thank you, Krish. I appreciate that. Yes, this is a pivot point right here. Call wall is the... Okay, well, I need it now. How are we going to make money from this call wall is the question. So let's see if he can give us a couple numbers here. Because right now we are at broad statement level. It's about to drop. Okay, well, how are you going to make money from the drop? Where are you short at, and where's your stop at, and where's your target? Let's see if Triple J can step into the arena here. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Overall, I'm fine. I'm annoyed right now a little bit, but... Whoa! How did maybe I'm sorry if one of you guys called this. But look at oil all of a sudden. On volume, too. Okay, oil. Okay. Okay, oil. Okay. I'm still waiting for Triple J. I want to know how he's going to make money from this call wall. But we've got silence. Oh, Mugiwara, we were talking about you earlier. We're like, whatever happened to that guy? We figured you cooked all your accounts. All right, well, it looks like Triple J is not going to give us any sort of practical trade plan. So, never mind. No soup for us. No soup for us. Oh, what do you mean you got out? You said 600. Why are there two different P&Ls? Because this is the same account. These are my NQ trades on this account. These are my MNQ trades. Short is looking better here. A short is looking better here. If anything, I'm thinking a long right now, which might mean a short. It's always green, but it's green at the start of the live. Do you... It is not always green. Do you know how strong of a word always is? Okay, looking at your name, to be fair to you, maybe English is not your first language. But in the English language, always is a very, very strong term. Why haven't you been trading lately, Mugiwara? You get steamrolled? Clay, something tells me the SPY should be at $1,500 a share. Okay. Well, it looks like your projections still have a little bit of ways to go then. No, I'm just giving you a hard time, Yannick. No, I hear you. I would have also done like, all right, I'm out. I do the racehorse model, Phil. Nah, it's a break-even trader. Went back to 50K, so I'm taking a break. Ah, gotcha. Gotcha. And we are pulling back, but I just, yeah. I'm basically break-even on the day here, so I don't have the luxury. I don't want to risk a losing trade. So right now, this is what's in my mind. Psychology management. Essentially break even. If I take another trade, then I officially go red on the day, or I go slightly green. Am I going to feel any different about slightly green compared to how I feel right now, essentially break even? No, I'm not going to feel any different. However, how will I feel about officially red versus basically break even? I'll be very ticked off. So from a mental psychology, risk versus reward, it really doesn't make any sense now for me to make another trade. I don't know if that made sense to you, but all I'm saying is the trade-off of slightly green on the day versus basically break even, I'm going to feel the exact same. But man, if I go from essentially break even to red, I'll probably lose my mind. So yeah, on that, from the risk reward scenario, it officially makes no more sense to even take another trade. So with that, before I go, if you enjoy the live stream, if you learned something, if you're entertained, if you're anything, if you want to help support it, as this is completely viewer supported, then code CLAY, all caps, with any of these prop firms is how you can help support it. So whatever the promotions are at any of these prop firms, like I said, code CLAY will give you that promotion, and it's got to be all caps. It is case sensitive. So I recommend, I love Take Profit Trader. But wherever you're at in your journey, I understand sometimes people have different goals. They're empire building. But like I said, any of these prop firms, like code CLAY, will give you the discount and help support the stream, feed some hungry kids. So like I said, that's all I have. I've had better, but in a weird way, a lot of people stepping in the chat are talking about blown accounts and just struggling. And yeah, this was just, it is what it is. It is what it is. So we'll see how we close out the week tomorrow. But on your way out, if you don't mind hitting the like button, that would be appreciated as always. If you're not yet a subscriber, subscribe, turn on notifications. I'll be back tomorrow at the very latest, 11 a.m. Eastern. But usually I do show up a little early. So if you want to know exactly when I go live, then just make sure to turn on the notification. So thank everybody for being here. Sorry I couldn't really provide a whole lot of value in the sense of quality trade. But yeah, it just wasn't my day. So all right, everybody, take care. Have a good one. See you back.